Welcome out, gamers and gamettes, to this RGL.GG Season 19 Invite Highlander playoff match. We are here into the playoffs. Bit of a different structure than normal with all 5 teams in the div making playoffs, and we're watching the 4 versus 5 seed tonight. It will be Macchiatos and Kovvaks against the Imposters right now, as they are looking to get the right to challenge the number 1 seed Team Fun tomorrow. So not much time to wait before that match starts. So I am Alto, Rogue to my side, Dolphin behind the camera as always. Rogue, how you doing tonight?
I am absolutely wonderful, and yeah, super excited for us to get started here in playoffs. So, like you mentioned, we had a bit of a different season where, like having fewer teams, basically, where everyone plays everyone, and then we have this sort of play-in, basically, for the playoffs. And now this also is double elimination, so whoever ends up going down today will basically be in like the losers bracket moving forward. You have like 2 lives and then you're out. But in the meantime, we have some exciting Team Fortress 2 here to show you.
Yep, and we can take a look at the rosters right off the bat. So on the side of Macchiatos and Kovvaks, it will be Maxi on Scout, Lunar on Soldier, Snoodles rigging Pyro, RJBNR, formerly known as Snowy on Demoman, Swift on Heavy, Spade Slick on Engineer, Echo952 on Medic, Brian on Sniper, and Taiga on Spy.
And bringing it down the other neck of the woods, we're welcoming Imposters to the stream here. So for the Imposters, we have Pre-Alpha on Scout, we have Wise on Soldier, Inquisition playing Pyro, Spanish Inquisition, next Waxy on Demo, Deleted Taters on Heavy, Colonel Salt on Engineer, Starfruit 66 on Medic, Cosm on Sniper, and Aim Boat on Spy. And of course, when I said that we're welcoming Imposters to the stream, that is just for this season. I mean, we've seen Imposters for, years. Like many years, like almost all seasons of RGL have had some iteration of the Imposters here holding it down. And it's especially exciting for a team like this to kind of show us what they've got here in playoffs in a best of 3 maps.
It's looking like, if I'm not mistaken, that might be TK ringing on Scout. Oh, never mind. TK and Pre-Alpha are the same person. All right, today I learned. May end up hearing TK then, as that's the name in server. We'll see. But, I mean, I think looking at this match, you have to be looking at M&K as the favorites here. I mean, kind of casting this to make sure that, we get every team their spot in the sun. Plus, with this being a BO3, right? The teams have a little bit more control over the maps that they play. In the regular season, I believe these 2 teams played on Product, I want to say, which was a 4. I know it was a 4-0 for M&K. Yeah. On Product, Imposter is going to swiftly ban that map. So if we take a look at the map pick bans, we will see Imposters banning out that Product first. M&K banning out Steel. Anytime you're the upper seed, it's never a bad ban. They then picked Asheville, wanting to stay on the Koth. Imposters decided to ban Cascade, a map that they probably wouldn't be as familiar with. For picking Swiftwater, interesting that it hasn't been played in the regular season this season. So teams aren't going to be as experienced on it. And then I guess between Vigil and Upward, the 2 arguably most classic payloads, I would say right now, we see M&K take that Vigil pick. So we do have double stopwatch right now. And since it looks like we're seeing the Koth bans coming out of Imposters, that double stopwatch is likely what they're going to be looking for. Swiftwater, I think, is going to be a really big question mark because, likely not a whole lot of practice on it this season. Some teams would have played it preseason. Maybe you get a couple scrims on it this weekend, but it's largely kind of going to go off of your stored knowledge of the map. So, if Imposters are going to look to take a round this season or a full map, that's the map they're going to want to do it on.
Absolutely right. Yeah. Maybe anyone not too familiar with Invite here, it's exactly like you said, Alto, where, the better team wants to like just out DM on Koth maps and, ban the surprise map. So yeah, that's why we see like all of Imposters bans are King of the Hill. And then for M&K, they're like, okay, we don't want them to upset us on Steel in a crazy way. And then basically, like if you're the Imposters, like you say, to me, you kind of just take Asheville on the chin here and don't even really play for your win on this map. Instead, yeah, you look to both payloads. And yeah, like Swiftwater and Vigil are an interesting set. You would, I think, hope for, you know, like these longer payloads give you more time to like strategize, catch yourself. So that's why the Imposters picked the longest payload as their first pick. And then their next choice basically was either Upward or Vigil, both a little bit faster in terms of the payload since they only have 4 points instead of 5. So yeah, we'll have to see basically like, again, take map 1 on the chin, see what they can pull up for us on payload.
And if you think about it too, MNK probably picked that Vigil because it's the map that they took a half off of Agar on in the regular season, you know, and then proceeding to, I should say MNK took that half off of Agar on Vigil. That was a very close match, when they almost pulled the 2-0 on before kind of fumbling the completion and ending up letting that swing back the other way. Whereas Upward, not that close against LIS. We saw that match on cast, so you know some good data points right there. You know, as we were saying, right, Asheville, it's gonna take big performances from a lot of the players on Pastas to really overcome Brian on Koth. I've got to feel. Tossim's a name that's been around for a while, never really, you know, been kind of around that low mid invite area. You know, always someone who's been skilled, never really had that grand splash into the upper ranks of invite. So when you have that kind of versus on Sniper, especially on a Koth, you have to lean in its advantage. I mean, we're probably going to be leaning MNK here regardless, but on Koth it'll be a lot harder to overcome, whereas on Payload, right, you know, it doesn't require that sustained level of play. It's about finding that one big advantage and being able to snowball that momentum. So all it takes is that one SVS win, you know, that one good chain stab coming out, and Pastas will have the ability to kind of roll that into multiple points, whereas on a map like Asheville, you get that sniper pick, and yeah, you'll cap for 30, 40 seconds, but if you can't keep up that sustained level of play, you're going to find trouble getting that clock down.
So we have our predictions running on the stream here. How many rounds do you think it'll go? So I mean, both of us are favoring MNK, so I guess as you think it's a 4-0, maybe a 4-1.
I'm gonna say. I think on Asheville, I gotta say 4-0. If this was a cascade, I could see this going other ways. I have been from all of my experience, playing with Mommy Men and Maiden Advanced, Deleted Taters as someone I've actually got my eye on this match. And if it was Cascade, which is, where heavies can really let loose, I'd be a lot more inclined to maybe give them the benefit of a round. But on an Asheville especially, I'm gonna have to go for the 4-0, as boring as that might be.
I will agree. We mentioned that, like, in order to take wins here on and really make a name for yourself here in playoffs, you have to have, number one, the better, like, you have to have good aimers and good team play and all that basic stuff, but just the team strategy around, like, how quickly we fight for the point, how much we sell out for the point, how fast we rotate, sack back in, re-push, dry push, everything in between. Those are all the ways that, like, even as even advantage to even an underdog, like, you can pull wins out in that way. But to me, Imposters isn't that, like, blood hungry team that just has, like, that rock that they could choose to tape down to their W key. Instead, yeah, they're much more cerebral, much more like, yeah, like, I basically would love to see out of them a lot more chutzpah on a map like this, especially with your back against the wall. But yeah, like, I think for MNK, they'll just kind of, like, win a mid fight and then kind of stay there for a good while. That's my guess.
I mean, if I'm, and again, like you're saying with Pastas, you kind of want to take this one on the chin. I mean, look for kind of ways to get your mojo going. You know what I mean? You don't have to take any rounds. You don't have to put up a whole lot of results here. You could. This is kind of the penalty for being the lower seed. But if you can, show some momentum, maybe coordinate some kills onto Brian, find a, get some good sacks in order, find a med drop or two, then you can say, okay, you know what? We have a number of plays that we have that can work on this team. Asheville's maybe not the best fit for them, but we take it into Swiftwater. You'll find good things.
Yeah, very true. Well, we do have 18 in the server, so we're looking to get ready any moment. In the meantime, why don't you go ahead and take a look at the RGL merch here for the fall season, and also for the Highlander season, and the Sixes season while we're at it. You know, tis the season for seasons. Check out merch.rgl.gg or exclamation merch in the chat here. You can check out, there's a whole bunch of fun designs, all special for the month. Really cool stuff too, like mouse pads, hats. I love the notepads, like the team strats and like secret strats notebooks. I want to bring the team strats one to LAN and then like be like, dear God, it's time. And then you pull out the second one for the secret strats. Then that's how you know it's really turned on. But anyway, a lot of great stuff out there. And you'll also see from the homepage of the merch page is that you can basically subscribe to RGL, like sort of like a Patreon or yeah, like any of those type of subscription models where basically it's helping support the league, contribute to the prize pool, get a ton of fun stuff, help us keep doing what we love. But for now, it's game time. Welcome to playoffs.
Yep, we are here. Both teams readied up. It will be MNK on the red side, Pastas on the blue. Going to be RJBNR against Waxy, likely coming in first on this mid. Both Deno's going to get that arrow, start to spam across point. See what's going to break the stalemate. Both soldiers going in. Good reflex onto Lunar, but Wise finds Eki right off the bat. Kills, though, going to be going in favor of MNK. Starfruit going to get sniped out by Brian. Both meds down, but 4 kills in favor of MNK right there. Thought Pastas might have been cooking something with that quick med pick, but Starfruit not able to stay alive. Spade Slick gonna go chasing, finds Waxy and toss him before getting taken out. So locks up that mid, and it will be slight ad in favor of Starfruit, having gotten that healing a little bit earlier, but point for MK.
That was a weird one because yeah, like Inquisition hit the reflect perfectly there, but then basically Lunar just kind of like stayed in the air, still spamming rockets for a while, so like the whole team kept looking back. Like he wasn't a threat, but he wasn't dead, so they just were turned around half the mid. Right now, Taiga getting cut out first. Wait, so I say, I spoke too soon. Ends up just gunning him down straight. Starfruit and Pre-Alpha working across point. This drive push is happening real fast. I take back what I said. Now Taiga, Maxi both down. We lose a couple on both sides. Starfruit is still on 30 HP and still staying in. Look at this. Wise buying space. Waxy's still peeking. Okay, Ubers are coming up, but that was a great drive.
Yeah, I like seeing the signs of life out of Pastas here. I mean, I think, you know, there might have been some questions as to how they were going to deal with this game. So them being able to have the kind of confidence to go for that call, even if the execution isn't quite there yet, is something really good to see. Wise going over the top. The Ubers will be forced out right here. Wise going to be the first one going down, the only frag so far. Maxi going to be the next one. Good presence from the Pastas right now. They're going to get on that roof, start forcing out the players. Lunar going over, getting behind in on ramp. Some of the cap time in, but the repush coming in from boxes. DK up top, getting some good spam down, but the big classes for MNK coming through. The scout and the sniper gonna be down. That should stall the momentum. Again, a really good look from Pastas right there. Not quite being able to execute, but looked like they had a chance there at getting the point.
50% on both teams. That is just enough time for a dry, and this is almost like I forewarned that like MNK will win the mid and just stay here for a while. Only a minute left on the clock now, and yeah, probably opting to get the Ubers up. I say we don't quite have that time, but they're actually building a bit better. Starfruit might be able to catch him out here, but then they left from aimbot, but Waxy going down kind of puts a nail in this coffin here for this fight.
Yeah, losing out your demo like that when you're coming up on Uber, never a good thing. That said, Maxi going down, not the best for the defense either. Bomb coming in from Lunar, not going to find anything. Wise catches out Swift as well. So numbers right now for the Pastas, even without their demo, they're going to go through. Aim gets dropped to a mini, walking out of Shutter. But they have good point presence for the time being until that better Uber from the defense going to shove them off. Starfruit and TK still staying in. Kills coming in now that Waxy's back alive. Wise going to go in, gets Eku before going down. So this should be Pastas hopefully looking to cap this up. Swift half health in Shutter, likely not able to stop the full team. Maxi in the back line causing some havoc onto Colonel Salt. And no, it looks like Swift on a sliver of health is just going to stonewall the entire team. Finally, it looks like the kills are coming through right as we'll take into overtime.
Oh, I can't get over how brilliant that was out of Lunar to bomb just before Starfruit got Uber. that stalled the imposters long enough to buy Uber for their own team. That stalled the fight in general, getting more time on the clock. And then, like you saw, Inquisition had like 10 HP, and then getting not flash for a second means you're dead. So amazing work for the soldier, like bombing just before they want to go. You throw like a huge spanner in the works. I love what I saw there. And full ad now for Starfruit with the jetpack. Oh, not too much for
Snoodles, my love. The Tiger gonna come in, find one on the toss, and the rest of the collapse is good. Most of the combo is gonna go down. Starfruit dropping there, and you know they were able to get a cap onto the board, but it will be M&K taking this first round in a fairly convincing manner.
Right, I think you almost when you have that much time on the clock, like they had a whole 3 minutes to like sack, go for an Uber, sack again, go for an Uber again. You pull out the weirder stuff because it's like, hey, if this one doesn't work, we have 7 more tries, right? So hey, yeah, you can sell out all the way, and it worked.
Gotta see Snoodles not on the jetpack this mid. My hopes raised for nothing. As a DK gonna get really aggro on this mid. Hit up, gonna bleed out. Those toys doing work. No scout, never a good thing. Colonel Salt gonna go down next, but Wise finds his man again. Hector's a lone dead M&K player, but a man dead nonetheless. Starfruit now kind of trapped in lobby. The collapse coming in. Starfruit gonna try to cross. There is Swift though. So many players coming in. Starfruit's so low. WM1 from Snoodles going to pick up the med kill. Just a frantic collapse coming in right there, but they lose so many players now, they're going to be unable to cap the point. Aimboat finds Brian in the shutter. Great ambi headshot, takes the mini as well. And despite the craziness, I think Haas is going to take the mid.
Somehow, both medics just respawned at the same time. I felt like Eku died like 15 or 16 seconds before Starfruit. That's why they sold out. That's why they made, I think, the right play. Right now, MK should have a huge add-in.
Eku didn't have anyone to heal because it's not that they respawned. Eku had no one to heal. They died alone, and then no one else died until they ran into the shutter. That said, though, you know, a bit of a neutral fight. Going to be going in favor of M&K right now. Starfruit getting sniped out. Going to be the big kill right there. Brian finds another on Taters. Tossing going to answer back on the Snoodles. And TK now coming in, finding Eku. The protection for Eku has not been here this game. The rest of the team has been making up for it as they're going to eventually get this cap in. But, you know, again, not as dominant as you might like to see from M&K right now.
Aimboat with a quick one on point. Getting the demo, so not looking out those doors, not spamming out those entryways. Now Taiga getting caught out is stuck on their own side of the point. The imposters have actually kind of a layup to push this point and they don't know it. Right now the big issue is Brian in that shutter.
Yep, Y is going to find spades in the mini, so no wrangle. Deleted Taters on the box, takes out Swift, stays alive, gonna back up and defense damage, able to take that heavy out is huge. Brian on Bats getting harassed by TK. Gonna again just barely stay alive. Cap time coming through. Colonel Salt edging as best as he can. Taiga now coming in, going to find the kill onto Waxy. It's might be pulling apart right now. Eku finds the saw onto Aimboat as well. That's gonna be an Uber coming out. A little bit too slow in the draw for Pastas here. They're gonna be unable to cap despite a series of good kills.
And we also had a quick like synchronized rocket out of Lunar onto Starfruit, like kind of just to start that Uber. So Eku taking the free Uber, saying like it's clear point, take this ground, no harm done. We'll still have ad here, and yes, they maintain a 15% advantage. So Eku now like chilling with the team on the point, spamming out these bats. There are no Ubers on the board for a while, so let's see what imposters have for a dry or a sack.
Yeah, and I mean again, they've been finding things. Swift pumping into Aimboat, didn't realize it for a second. Gonna take out that spy right after though. Not too, you know, not a lot of forward pressure right now, but that said, slowly bleeding out players. Lunar and Maxi gonna go down, but just as many dead on the blue team. Including Toss and not having your sniper to back up those peaks is a bad prospect for a push. Aimboat gonna try crossing lower this time, as opposed to point, as the forward pressure coming back in. Snoodles in shutter, getting some good calls onto the enemy combo. Now a little bit more forward. This looks like the standard hold we saw in round 1.
Even Uber's up on the board. We are working off of bats. Here we go. Inquisition leading the way. Taking our pyro instead of our scout, but hey, they get to air blast. They get to say,
I love it. I love
it. Juggling him up in the air, and now TK gets to come in with full HP on the high ground here. A late bomb from Wise onto the medic and cleaning up from behind Shutter. They can even get him out of there. Wise still staying alive. Starfruit full HP on the point. Yeah, that's everything you can want out of an Uber if you're the imposters.
That's my guilty pleasure when I play Pyro, is you just air blast them down, pop them up, hit them up again, and now suddenly, you know, these classes in an Uber, they're not able to aim how they want, they're forced up, you know, they're not able to control their movement, they're going to land in the same spot, you can either get stickies down for them, you know, that reduces their threat range, really can just mess with teams when you take a Pyro in like that, followed by another great bomb out of Wise. I hear a jetpack! They're all coming in on the sack. Waxy, TK, Colonel Salt, all gonna go down. They're chasing further into the lobby too. Ink hits a flare shot onto Snoodles, but there's still players behind. Lunar and Wise about to maybe have an MGE at spawn. Wise gonna win that handily. As Starfruit though stays alive, keeps the Uber is the big thing.
Ends in 30 seconds.
Yeah, I think in this world, actually, wait, we're losing our ad. Starfruit still has ad, but they're not making anything of it. They'll start capping the point, but right now Echo's going to have in time to contest with this Uber, but they have to go fast, so they're going to give it up. The Echo is not in position, ×5 on the point. Ooh, this is a bit too late. I think Inquisition should just air blast and finish the cap. Can it happen? Will it happen? Is it happening right now? Where am I? I'm scared. Someone please hold me. We have one down on the point. It's just Noodle so far. The point is getting capped so slowly here. Able going in onto Echo, goes down for it. There's so many getting bled out here from the imposter side. Right now, Swift coming back in late with full HP. I feel a lot better. I took some deep breaths, and there's going to be round number 2 for M&K.
That was just a refusal to stand on the point. Like, no one wanted to be that guy to actually stand on the point and potentially get damage put onto them. And then the Uber comes out and it just turns disastrous for Pastas right there. I mean, they have had some really good execution so far. Wise has been deadly on these bombs. You know, TK as well, been finding a ton of kills. Lots going right for them. It's just, feels like just as much going wrong. You know, it almost feels like M&K is less proactively making really good plays and more just like, okay, they're going to come at us. They might land one punch, but then they're going to miss and hit themselves, and then we can punch them back.
Yeah, well said. The counterattack. Yeah, I think, actually, yeah, let me pull up the stats here as well. But, you know, I do agree. I think, like, also some of this seems like a little bit of, like, map, like, maybe reevaluating how they're playing this map for the imposters. Like, you know, these times that they have their medic on the ramp during the sacks and keep getting kind of obliterated by these. I would say these days, like, a lot of the other teams will say, we don't want to let them sack, so we should play more aggressive towards their ramp. Or if they're going to sack, it shouldn't be into a predictable place. Let's play really wide open on the point, something like that. But anyway, we have our dear friend Spade Slick, number 1 on in the server here with 14 kills and 5 deaths. Let me see. That is 8 with a shotgun and 6 with a mini sentry. So not quiet quitting out here. He's putting in the hard yards himself.
I mean, but Wise is second in the server with 4 med kills in 2 rounds. I mean,
that's wild. Yeah.
You kind of sort into a class by class comparison, right? And I mean, you know, TK not gonna quite be there. Maxi gonna outperform there, but Wise winning. Wise in the Soldier. Ink on the Pyro running away with it right now. I mean, RGBNR, better stat line, better damage, more kills to Waxy at the very least. But then you start looking at, you know, kind of the a little bit further down, and you start seeing a little bit more of the diffs coming in, especially on NG, on Heavy. Med's about even right now, honestly, other than that one drop for Starfruit. Brian had a lot of impact, and even though you might, to me, the spy gap is bigger than it might look like, I feel like, you know, Aimbo, you look at the damage, right? Taiga's getting all that damage off of finding stabs on, like, full HP heavies and whatnot, and getting a lot of gun damage in. It feels like Taiga's the one's getting those kills, as we are running up. But, you know, getting a lot of kills in the 9v9, finding kills on the toss-up to start things off, Aimbot a little bit more on the cleanup. But not, you know, not the worst showing from Pastas on the other team's map as they come in into this mid here, waiting for those soldiers. And in goes Lunar. Great reflex, hard deny onto the soldier, and the clear to finish him off, but Inquisition and Wax are both going to go down. Wise going to be next. Brian finding a number of kills. Tiger going to pick up, toss him. I mean, Starfruit going to survive with, TK switched over to pre-alpha now, so it's pre-alpha. And, just a good mid all around for MK.
We kept both medics alive here, working our way back in fast off bats. If we see a quick commit, I would so love this. No, okay, they rotate back to the shutter. Like, let's get healed up, gang, but they lost our opening already. Okay, so waiting for these Ubers, 90%. Losing Inquisition, who was sort of the star of the show in a lot of these Ubers. Let's see if they take it anyway. And again, they actually did have slight advantage instead of opting to not use it at all and just let the other team kind of have more time on the clock. Very polite, TF2.
As Uber's now going to be exchanged, as you said, Ink not in on this one to cause havoc. Taiga, they're going to get that bicycle melted in Shutter, but others walk away. Wise going to find Brian in the backline, but kills now in favor of MNK. Going to see if quality or quantity will matter here. It's looking like quantity as Lunar with a orbital bomb coming in. Going to just delete most of Pastas in Shutter. That is a Giblet parade in there. As it looks like, are we going to see the bats hold? We are.
I'm so funny from Lunar, just, yeah, that 4K, like, waddling at them, like, pressing spacebar with every rocket fired. Ooh, nice shot out of Tazum, and a backstab from Aimbot onto the enemy spy. Suddenly, no pick glasses. Yeah, you got to run with your tail between your legs here. Only 30% ad for Echo, so no Ubers on the board yet. Let's see what we got now. Tazum working across this ramp, not finding the kind of last pick they'd hoped for. But okay, we're starting to edge this cap without Ubers coming up for another 10 seconds.
Yep, Y is unfortunately going to go down. That bomb may be a little bit over-aggressive, but the mini's going to be taken out. I mean, just get people on the point. This has gotten punished for just not capping it enough before. As the Uber comes out, they will hold off the cap. Waxy unable to jump out. Lunar with another big bomb, finding two in on ramp. Awesome, buddy, you are not going anywhere good. Scoped up in the middle of 3 players. And again, I don't know if it's intentional to not cap to keep the spawn timers shorter. Right, at some point you just gotta go for the objective. Like, there's 5-6 people on Pasta's orbiting point, and they're orbiting times 1, times 2, standing on it. The counter espionage on Saiga. One way to remove the enemy team comes with the Uber now getting deep into Shutter. It will be Echo dipping all the way out. That adds help for Starship going to finally give them the point here, if not the medic. So they're in a bad leapfrog situation, but Swift and Brian, both dead pick classes coming in, should give them some time to stabilize and get a defense set up.
Aimbot in behind enemy lines. Wait, no one's checking Spade Slick. Left unchecked with a push, a shell push. There we go, having a little bit of spam back on this ramp. And Waxy getting a ton of damage deep. And right now, this is a 3K for Aimbot, too, with these backstabs behind enemy lines, and continues to be a menace. Still alive, while basically they're running this Uber out shoulder.
Uber out. Argentina jumping forward. Taiga going to start off with a pick onto Tossum. Post not looking good. Lunar now coming in, finds the rocket onto 3 Alpha. Will eventually go down, but that buys more than enough space. Aimbot behind, but likely only going to be able to maybe find a salvage kill. Not even, just going to go back and stay alive. Cap coming back in for MNK. Just waiting to not deny Snoodles, it looks like. Pyro's up. Cap should come through. And 30 seconds until we're on that point.
They found Aimbot. But yeah, listen, I also would not deny Snoodles after that crazy reflect kill with the reflect pipe. Well played there out of the Snoodles. But okay, Starboard 66 on a sizable ad here. Pre-Alpha, Waxy working their way across. They're telegraphing a little bit here, taking their time with it. Inquisition buying their space on the other side of the map. Now, Wise deep with it too. Uber across point. RGB and R hurt. Snoodles, everyone very hurt. They're playing on point now, but you have to take half your team basically and deny this Uber. If you let Echo get Uber, the round is over. Instead, they say, "Yeah, we'll take the point and then lose it shortly after, just for the fun of it." Another epic prank.
Yeah, Aimbot went for the hero play, unable to find him in a 1v6. They're all walking across right now. Good kiting. Starfruit getting chased out onto Bats. Waxy in deep will find the medic. Colonel Salt's going to be next. But Waxy gets the counter med kill coming in right here. RJBNR hit up. The rest of the cavalry's coming in for Pastas, but they're down too many. Just too many numbers on the side of MNK, and they will take it. I don't hate the, full team kite, even if, you're going to lose your med, right? In that situation, your med's not the most important class. They just dropped too many players elsewhere.
The score now, with actually Kritzkrieg out of the side of Macchiatos and Kovvak, the score is 3-0. Remember, first to 4 wins map number 1 in this best of 3. It's double elimination, so even if you lose now, you're not losing forever. Wise with a massive bomb onto Echo right away.
Keeps doing and keeps finding his man. Lunar going over and behind. The rest of the kills coming in. Tossing starting to warm up a little bit. More kills. Big bomb from Lunar going to find Ink. Pre-Alpha will burn out, but no kills onto Starfruit. A solid mid-win for Pastas with their backs up against the wall.
And let's see, this is about a 70% advantage as well. Yeah, I'm curious to see. So Aimbot watching one door, Waxy in the middle, Colonel Song on the left door. Basically, all these, all the entryways are plugged up for now. We'll have to see basically what the rest of the setup looks like from the team. But actually, the rest of Imposters are hiding passively. Is this like preempting a sack?
Potentially.
In this case, you don't do that because they can just cap. Right now, MK should just play point and then force the Uber out in a bad situation, but MK did not scout it out well either, it looks like. But here's the Uber finally coming in from just in position on the heavy. Yeah, see, as soon as they got one person on cap, they use this terrible Uber. Yeah, that's why you don't play so passive with these, even if you're playing for sacks. Shutter is a great place to play, but Shutter so that you're fighting point.
Yep, I mean, they just probably want to keep as much time as they can on Echo's going to find a saw onto aimbot. I think they already had, but actually no, it ended up getting the Uber force out. Wise coming into an already Ubered med. So they're going to be down 2, but that Uber was forced out. Starfruit now with a slight bit of ad, and a minute off the clock. Cap will go over to M&K. Taters, a little bit too forward right here. Respect the hustle, but you don't have a team behind you. That said, the Collab's going to come in, find a couple of kills, but Brian with the dagger onto Starfruit, trying to back out of best, a little bit too slow. And yep, Lunar gonna come in, find another 2. Waxy though gets pipes. Echo and Maxi both gonna go down. Tons of dead bodies everywhere. Lunar finds another 2 though. Lunar being absolutely huge right now on this map, but the shorter spawns could be a good thing for Pastas. Alpha already on the point, gonna get forced back. Brian though, right on to Ink out of Shutter. Looks like that'll be it for maybe the Cap hopes. Yes, Rogue, you think we
Sorry,
might
yep,
have...
there we go. I had hit my mic a little too hard there. 20% add for Starfruit. Now they're taking this dry fight at the right time. Deleted Taters is the one really buying all this space, and able actually now decloaked with the gun onto RJBNR. So slowing down, but a snipe from downtown from Brian onto Starfruit. That'll stifle the push if I've ever seen a wait. I'm not sure what that word means.
Hashtag stife. As no, that was so much space bought by Taters. Brian landing a huge headshot, didn't kill him, but took out at least, 270 of that HP, leads to him getting killed right after, and then finding another kill on to Starfruit. Brian really, finding multiple medpicks. I think he had 3 in those first 2 rounds, probably another 2, if not 3 so far this half. And I mean, the time is now just ticking in favor of M&K. This round is not out of contention for Pastas right now. Wise is going to find Brian as well, so I think that with RJPNR and Spades going down as well, this defense likely not going to be too long. The world, everyone's coming in. Echo's going to get that Uber forced out. Why so far the only kill though? Ink running out for free against the counter check out Taiga. They're going to have to get this up.
Wise and Pre-Alpha, we're actually kind of on like both like rear flanks of Echo on like either like flanking each other's flank even. So that kind of triangulation of the crossfire meant that Echo couldn't really do much with the Uber anyway and the rest of their team. Aimbot now kind of calling out saying, hey, they're all super passive, their corrals back behind. We would love to see, I think, the Imposters play a little farther forward. Instead, they're going with the like 2015 hold where you chill on ramp. Wait a second, there we go. Rotating to Shutter, and now Lunar can't find anything. This is what we want to see to play against the sacks. You know the sack is coming, you back your medic to Shutter, play your sniper. We're ready to contest point, but they can't get on it for free. Uber does come through because they committed Echo. Yes, yes, great Imposters.
As you're saying, that's exactly what you want to see. That said, though, they're going to bleed a couple in that Uber, maybe a little bit overextended. Wise chasing Snoodles all the way out, going to find him, but a lot of the combo dead as his aimbot toss him. So despite how good that defensive Uber was, they end up losing a lot off of it. Starfruit staying alive in Shutter, but it's just him and Ink right there. That said, Ink finds the kill onto RJPNR right there. Not sure how your demo's going down there. But they're either going to need to delay this cap or potentially delay their demo spawn. Good pressure into the Shutter there. Great shot. Brian pulling a revenge on Tossing if that happened.
Lunar looking for this. No, okay, actually going to back up. I was hoping to see something out of the soldier here again ahead of this Uber. But yeah, I love this. Like Echo and RGB, they don't even have a huge ad. They don't need to use this, but they're saying like we're going to play aggressive for the sake of aggression, right? This buys you so much time, and now Starfruit gets forced way out of position.
But look,
If
they're
you are
going to. They're a little bit too in though. Brian getting himself caught out. Aimbo now onto RGB&R. Spade's going to be next. Good damage coming in. I like the aggression, but the full team coming in may not have been the call. Numbers now in favor of Pasta. Maxi though in Shutter. A Menace picks up Ink. Will get put down though. That said, it's going to fight him overtime. Brian and Shutter going for the godsend. He landed a headshot, but no kill. They're going to need to get this map across. Waiting for Ink to spawn up. Don't want to delay anyone wide. Bad death. We'll get that extension. But, you know, they have the point right now. Add in favor of Echo, so they're going to need to do something about that if they want to convert this round.
There's 90% on Echo. We're now getting the Zuber just in time, but they're getting so shoved in the Shutter. Inquisition going down, deleted Tatus going down, but that's great, honestly. You need them to burn time off this clock this far in advance. So even Snoodles now, wait a second, coming from way across the high ground. Colonel Salt and Tazem are really the only ones who can get to this point now. So yeah, you kind of had your back up against the wall for the. Oh wait, a quick trade from Wise. Colonel Salt now trying to fight this 2v2. Not kind of too little too late from the weird classes. So that'll seal the deal for map number 1, a 4-0 in favor of Macchiatos and Kovvaks.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm Pastas, that's exactly what you want, right? You know, starts out, could have been better, but you start getting a little bit closer, you know, you start executing a little bit more, find some of those weaknesses, right? The protection on Echo, not so great. Aimbo really starting to kind of get a little bit more active, finding kills. RJBNR, we've noted in past casts, has an issue getting caught out. Felt like they started to zoom in on that. They're not able to take the round, but they push it to a double overtime. It was pretty close.
Yeah, you know, we kind of talked earlier that on this map, you don't expect to win if you are the imposters. But what we're looking for here basically is like, what can they show us? What kind of poise do they have in terms of how fast are they playing? Maybe who's hot in the server right now? What does it look like for them to play off the back foot, or how well did they capitalize on an advantage? I am personally very happy with what I saw out of the imposters, where like, it didn't always work, or they didn't always have the right idea at the right time, but they like kind of kept trying, and it kind of kept working, like you said. So yeah, super excited to get into map number 2, as I'll work on pulling up the logs here too.
Yeah, I mean, if they're able to find these picks like they're doing now on a map like Swiftwater, you can very easily win a half. Echo, you know, you win Swiftwater by finding wipes on the combo, and that's been happening right now. You know, like they're getting the requisite kills. They're maybe bleeding a little bit too much. They're not able to hold on to that lead. But again, on a stopwatch map, it's not about being able to hold on to it. It's about getting it once and starting off that snowball, getting multiple points off of it.
Yeah, looking at our logs here, for half number 2, we have this time real fragging class here at the top of the server. Forget about your engineers, forget your pyros. This time it's Maxi here topping the scoreboard. That is 17-5 here on Scout. A stat line you love to see. Lunar doing a ton of work as well, going very positive for Soldier. The medics actually, again, like between Echo and Starfruit, only 1 death of a difference. Last round was 0 deaths of a difference. So, you know, that's always, I think, something you look for is like, is there any kind of, what do you call it, like a weak link somewhere? Even looking at these snipers at the end of the round, I think Tazem was at the bottom of the scoreboard. And I'm like, oh no, really? They're 3 kills apart. Tazem even had fewer deaths than Brian. So like Tazem is very much in this game. Brian is in this game.
Tazem pulled a dog on Brian at one point in that match, which I think went completely overlooked by us until I saw the revenge come up. But I mean, those are good signs. I mean, in that last round, the kills were only 3 up in favor of M&K.
And Waxy as well, going like basically even for damage, almost even for like, you know, between the kills and deaths, like getting like 2 more deaths, but 3 more kills. Yeah, like I love what we're seeing out of Waxy here. And yeah, it feels like kind of all the cogs are turning for the imposters, but given a different circumstance here, right, on a different map, we'll see if they sing a different tune.
Yeah. I mean, I know chat's been bringing it up. I think anyone who's played against them, has experienced it. Pastas are known to go for a swift first hold. So, and not the team fun, team in the like in the heavy in the house. No, this is med on the fence type of first hold. So, gonna have to see if A, they pull it out, B, MNK's prepared for it, C, whether or not it, bodes well for them or just gets them snowballed off the second, which has the possibility of doing multiple things, because if I've seen it cause way more trouble with teams than you would expect, but at the same time, that was also an advanced. So you've got higher hopes for an invite team than to lose a lot of time to a fence hold, but with the it inverts some of the things you're looking for in terms of what you want to focus, how you want to play space. So the spawn timers, I think, are pretty much even as well, I want to say, where defense has the longer walk in, but if the telly stays up, going 1-for-1 doesn't automatically mean you're going to win that. So lots to look forward to. I'm very happy that Swift is the map that Pastas chose. I think that, other than maybe a steal, this is easily the best map they could have picked.
I'm interested to see as well if they have any kind of like tricks up their sleeve. Like you mentioned, like the fence hold is one option, but others we've seen are like if you run like a Phlogistinator Pyro to like get into a lot of those like tight knit spaces, like pushing into second, for example, or running the soldier on the man tread so that they can't be air blasted by the pyro, which normally is your setup in the top of spiral for second. So basically there's a lot of these like kind of what you would call like a set strat, like a kind of play that you keep in your pocket that you practice a good couple times, and if you're a specialist on it, then it can become a really big difference maker between you again making or breaking one of these pushes or holds.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, I think you see a lot of very interesting tech come out on Swiftwater. Flog definitely being one of them. We've had some really huge moments. I'm thinking this is an old name. Hard Ass Johnny had some incredible Flog plays on this map. But there's just so much tech to pull out anywhere, I think I've seen a Cow Mangler come out on here. I've seen some really interesting third holds with guns, either out on tracks or, by the boilers. Teams just really getting weird with things. I mean, we saw, maybe a bit of a spoiler, but we saw MNK taking a half off of Agar on this map in their pregame, which we caught into. Brian going absolutely nuclear on that Swift defense, a sniper is known to do. So they're clearly not going to be chumps on this map. But if there's one map where, alien tech can work, it's Swiftwater. And I'm going to be looking for as much technology as possible.
All right, let me ask you what all the people at home are begging for this information. They're drooling on their keyboards, getting all electrocuted because they're waiting, champing at the bits here for you to tell us your prediction. Who you think is gonna, like, what scoreline do you think we're gonna end up with here?
I think I gotta say this is gonna be. My brain wants to say 2-0, but my heart's gonna say 2-1. And I'm feeling my heart today. I think Pastas are gonna manage to find a way to snag a half here.
Hey, you know what? I'm gonna go even further in the heart direction. Billy Mays here. My heart's growing 3 sizes too big. Or rest in peace. However he went, I forget. Point is, I'm gonna actually go in favor of the Imposters here. I'm gonna go 2-1 as well. But for the Imposters, I think they're just kind of so strong to kind of showed us some good stuff in the first round. And then if they think this is our pick, that's got to be it.
I want to cut you off, Dolphin. I need you to get on spades right here. This is the technology I was told of. You'll notice the teleporter. I'm not sure where we are in live, but teleporting getting put on roof right here with the dispenser. See a Eureka effect back to spawn. Telly on the roof. Might see some interesting invisible spies taking that telly, as we just saw. Spades coming back through it as well with his gun. So I'm shilling this because I theory crafted this about a year and a half ago, and now we're finally getting to see it on Kaz. Taiga now cloak and dagger up on the roof as Crit Sticky Trap going to find Colonel Salt as this round starts.
Swift in this forward area that can be pretty frustrating to deal with because Heavy gets a head glitch, which is where basically the bullets shoot out of the Heavy's eyes, not from the actual weapon here. But there we go, getting kind of shoved way back. Space Slick grabbing the sentry gun, working all the way back. 2 seconds. Wait a second, a quick bump from Wise. 1, 2, onto Snowy, 3. Okay, Snowy lives on 11 HP. But great, we get the rest of the team out and ready to go. I think Space is online a level 1. Hopefully that's called.
I'm watching for the drop stat. Nope, I think they might have noted. I think Tiger got bumped on the roof by Wise at one point, and they might have been aware of it. All that for naught, unfortunately, but gotta do it for the tech. As no spy means that there will be no calls on the right now. Everyone's still in tunnel. Really not much upper pressure. Taters and Y is going to be the two-man cell up there. It'd be enough though for Echo to drop down. Likely going to see the Uber exchange come out in the tunnel right here. Possum finding Swift, but Waxy gets caught out early, and they're still going to go for the Uber. Ink running all the way across, getting deep. We'll get that Uber forced out, but not, you know, good. Not much hope for the Super otherwise. Giving the forces the bare minimum of what the restart will escape though.
Ooh, nice work out of Aimbot to get the pick on the Brian there pretty late on. Starboard to Waxy, wait a second, coming all the way up here. Bria Alpha, I think that was, getting the sentry gun. It's like scout on cart, killing the gun. Starfruit, Tosm working their way up top. Wise does go down. Sorry, Waxy goes down there to Lunar. So yeah, I think it was great timing basically of like, oh wait, Inquisition through. Yeah, see, like, wow, this is heads up TF2. They're like really playing to win here. Swift now coming up, Tosm getting Starfruit back out, gonna hold on to these even Ubers. So the defense is setting themselves back up, but the offense really gave it the old college try.
Ink found Brian though, and I mean that's still another 4 seconds on the spawn timer right there. Wise is getting through, good damage, but he and Taters are both going to eat it. No kills to be found. Looked like a good setup, but again, execution just lacking a little bit right there. Looks like that's going to be all the upper pressure they can find. Kelly's going to take Brian up top, and Puss is going to go back to the tunnel.
This is always fun for me watching these rotates where you bring your beam to meet the enemy beam, right? So Echo now playing on the ground. Aimbot, they're bumping into each other. Just decloaks on top of Brian and gets a backstab. That's a... Oh, and Echo's going down too. The headshot from Positive inside tunnel. That is a full ad Uber now coming in. Lunar getting a really nice salvage here, but only 3 up on the side of the defense. Wait, there's so many more picks. Taiga getting deleted Taters and Inquisition. This should have been free. Instead, Tiger really making it difficult and stays alive to call out what's going on.
Yeah.
And that'll be 20% ad.
Really nice salvage because it means that, you know, Echo, RGBNR, and Brian here are actually going to have to walk out on third as opposed to a likely spawn camp coming through. Brian already taking 3 off the off card. Aimbot will find the stab, so good pressure onto Brian for the offense, but, you know, your card pusher is really not going to be there. Waxy alone in IT, likely going to maybe get ran at by anyone, really, but Possum, I think his presence there is going to stall for long enough for the combo to come in. They have this upper deck right here. Ink's walking out on it, and Swift's going to find Waxy, but gets himself taken out as well. Lots of kills going across, but more in favor of the Pastas right now. Lunar and Maxi going to be next. They have control of this upper deck right here. Snoodle's going to be next, getting caught out. That mini up top by Colonel Salt's really cutting off any retreat, but no one's on card.
Finally, a little bit of card pressure here. Inquisition going in on the gun. The gun does go down. Spades down as well, so even for 4th, you're going to be without your engineer. Oh, that's not too long. I don't. Oh wait, RGB not back on the cart with Echo. This is a really questionable Uber. The cart was so far along. Echo now trying to flash everyone. They clear off the cart. Okay, nice shot out of Swift actually to get the late pick.
Why is it deep? Gets 1, 2 rockets onto Echo. The surf, but into the mini from Colonel Salt. And as he said, that Uber a disaster. Gonna cost them their med and a number of other players. All the passes now have the spawn right on 3rd. They're moving right into 4th.
Still no gun. Spades is here now. Getting this gun started right now, but Brian is already on half HP. Deleted Taters in close to that God spot where you get again one of those head glitches where the Heavy's eyes are peeking just over a corner. Wide, bombing high and deep, getting Lunar. Everyone's turned back. Wait a second, TK is there.
Huge damage from Wise onto the ramp though. He's still up there. And look at all the kills coming across. So many going down right there. That's Noodles and Swift. A lot of the combo. Great stab by Aimbot onto RJPNR and hits the surf to escape. That's going to be 4th. Just a couple dominoes all after another. Second goes down in, 3 minutes. They're going to have 4th and 5.
75% of both medics here. Right now, Starfruit and Waxy get to, like, kind of, again, see, like, what door they want to go to, get everyone buffed up, everyone in position, the cart's getting capped. Swift here on the kind of close side glitch.
Gravity cannon into a wall and died. That's a Pyro already dead. They can go in through top left. Swift just barely going to get caught before being popped into the pit. The dunk from Inquisition finds the heavy. Aimboat on cart. They're going to levitate RJBNR off of it. And it's a 30-second last push for Pastas. It's going to be a 5:46 time.
I've never seen someone get slam dunked like that in all my years. In all of the basketball I've watched in Team Fortress 2 playing b-ball, not even a dunk such as this.
I've seen air blasts into the pit. I've been on the receiving end of an air blast into the pit, but to go up and then get slammed down, that's next level, and that, I think, is really the exclamation point on what's been a fantastic offense for Pastas right there. I mean, I think it's like you said, right? That Uber on third, M&K would pull that back if they could have. That felt like an unforced error, but Pastas did all they needed to in taking advantage of it. And it's like we've been saying, M&K on Asheville was not playing, like completely 100% solid TF2. There were a lot of gaps. They were able to, overcome those, but on a map like Swiftwater, all it takes is one of those big oopsies, right? Tossin gets the shot on to Eku coming out of side tunnel. You lose Brian enough times, it puts enough pressure, the dominoes start falling, and suddenly you're looking at a really, really good time, and now you have a fence hold. I need to see a face jumper here.
Whoop! Brian with the first blood.
Right onto Y, so no chance of building a banner right now, but yep, in comes RJBNR on that parachute, raining down stickies. The air blast coming in, but it's already going to force Starfruit's Uber right there. That is exactly why this hold is no longer considered meta. Won't even go down, surfs all the way back to spawn, drops the parachute off. Brian's going to find the gun. This hold really losing a lot already, and Lunar. A medic-seeking missile comes in, finds Starfruit. Pre-Alpha Waxy also going to go down. Aimboat picks up a butter knife onto Brian, but it's only going to be a consolation prize, as now it's just Straps fighting for the point right. That said, this Telly went down, but it got enough numbers back in. They've been able to get some numbers off of Cart. We've burned a minute here already. Ink's going to chase Taiga out before RJBNR likely takes him out. No, Ink gets the pack. He's now being pinned up in apps. Yep, will go down to Luna. Frag Roulette is continuing here, but the cap is moving up.
In this, Colonel Saul was a late death, so they're building up the gun in spawn. It's level 2, soon to be level 3. But there is not...
That's a med drop right there, and now all might makes right. The first hold is justified. Starfruit sitting on 75 ad. The gun about to be brought into upper. Swift going in will get in position. We're actually going to go down as well. And Salt next, actually. Deep drive pressure. RJBNR finding a ton of kills right here. Starfruit gets sniped out by Brian. Can we go any further back? But there's an upper fucking Echo and Brian. What is going on?
It's a bloodbath. 2 up here for the defense, and one of them is a spy. Right now, so yeah, Pre-Alpha just playing tracks here as best they can. Not much to show for it. Actually, a quick snipe from the long range here from Cosm. And now a double stab from Aimboat onto Spades and to RJBNR. Swift peeking out from the high ground here is going to basically rain terror onto the defense, but gets taken out really early for it.
That's incredible that Swift can't find a kill there. I thought he was going to mulch them. And I mean, we're already through half the time right here. Taiga going in to sap the gun, but will get taken out. That gun gets unsapped. All this chaos, and Pastas still have solid control of the point. They have Uber ad. They have a level 2 watching gun. It's not an ideal setup, but look how much tunnel pressure they have going in, just causing havoc. They're just fighting every point at all times. No snowball's gonna happen, not when Aimgoat finds Echo in the corner of the tunnel. It keeps happening.
90% here for the defense. Turtle's thought with the level 3, but it's on the ground.
And of course,
going here for the sap. Okay, even Snoodle's charging him straight forward. Echo the only one left, and by left I mean they spawned there, but Starfruit did get forced. Okay, so a very slight ad for Echo, but only 2 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock.
Aimbot, I mean, I'm not looking, he's actually in the bottom 3 HP wise, but these med picks have been massive to keep this hold going. You're sitting at 2.5 minutes now, and Waxy finds RGBNR and Snoons on a sticky trap in upper. That can't happen in invite playoffs, boys. Not against, you know, a team as storied as the Imposters right here. Swift peeking those stickies gonna be next, and it's just about wrapped right here.
There's I don't know the amount of time it takes to push all these carts, all these points, but basically they'd have to have ×3 on cart for the rest of the way in order to make it in just these 2 minutes. Gun goes down. Every journey begins with the first step here, but MK are kind of dilly-dallying a little bit here, now making their way into upper. Okay, we have 80% on the Uber, but there's not enough time to build another Uber, I would say. And I think I will say, I am me, I get to make my own decisions.
Brian finds Tossin, but now suddenly all the kills going in favor of Imposters now. The upper Uber is going to be Ink caught alone, but the flash comes in on him, not going to go down. Stoodle's pulling a taunt, he knows it's over. Eku's going to get collapsed on. It's a bloodbath up top. All of MNK's bodies going down right there. And I mean, a minute left, that's it. Call it a wrap. Pastas are going to pull their first round of the season. Could not have come at a better time, as they're now putting themselves, you know, it's going to be a minute, but they'll be on map point for Swiftwater. And things do not look good for MNK next half.
Yeah, this, I mean, it wasn't like I think MNK played particularly poorly. It's not like, oh, they did a hold wrong, or they, like, you know, they got a, like, yeah, there wasn't like one domino or something like broke the camel's back. Instead, it was just like, it felt like the Imposters here are hot to trot here. They're, you know, kind of ready to take the win on this map. They're putting in the effort. They always have like a yes and, like, okay, we'll do this, and then what, and then what, and then what. So yeah, I think we're seeing a really not a masterclass here on the map, but I think we're seeing what hard work and dedication looks like to pull out a win on your home turf, so to speak.
Yeah, and I mean, I want to point out, like, you say they haven't been playing poorly, but I'd almost disagree. Like, the snowball starts on second. Brian is continually getting killed by things that should not be killing him. He's getting killed by a pyro, botting in through tracks, and WM1ing him in spiral. He got killed by aimbot, decloaking literally in contact with him. He was shimmering his cloak as he uncloaks in the middle of 4 people, and he's going down to that. Then you get your meds sniped out, and it's okay, we lose second, we stabilize on third, we're losing third, so we take the world's worst Uber back into third, get our med caught out, and now we get snowballed in. And then on offense, I mean, Pastas, that first hold did not work out. Starfruit got forced on the first sack, killed on the second, but you let aimbot kill your med like 3 times in tunnel. That can't happen. I mean, the more that I think about it, aimbot is really salvaging this team in a lot of situations, but, like, these are not, you know, expertly crafted, like, 3 people coming in and it's aimbot getting the kill when it would have gone over to anyone. Nah, these are like 1v9 hero decloaks that he keeps getting away with, which, all the more credit to him. You do not want to take anything away from him, but you cannot let that happen if you are a team that is, you know, reminder, MNK almost beat Agar, right? If they were to win this match, which no longer a guarantee, and then play Agar and play like they did on Vigil but tighten some things up, they could contend for placement, which you could argue, right, only 5 teams in the div coming third still puts you right at the halfway point. You know, debatably impressive, but invite placement is something that you cannot take away from a team. And if you're vying for invite placement, you can't let a spy get away with that often. That's my piece.
We're seeing here another kind of lights out performance from Inquisition here, going very positive on Pyro of all classes. Great one from Waxy, deleted taters, aim goat, everyone putting up big numbers. Honestly, for Brian, for Snowy, for Maxi, like, really, they're not playing particularly poorly or anything. They're still putting up damage, still putting up numbers. Yeah, it's just like you said, those kind of like key picks. You know, Echo having 3 more deaths than Starfruit here. Having, let me see, Oh, it might have been like inflated from setup time here, but it seems like not as many Ubers as well. Got it. Looks like MNK is bringing in Buko as a sniper ringer. Yeah, curious if I guess anything was going on with Brian, who did go positive in the past one, but we'll see what Buko can bring to the table here on Swift.
Yeah, not sure if there's been something going on with Brian or not. We'll let you know if we find out, but will be Buko coming in. I mean, that's not, to me, a big upgrade, if any. That feels roughly like a side grade. I mean, hard to, tell considering the makeup of each team, but I don't know if that's an emergency. We need someone better. I don't know if Brian's having internet issues, something IRL came up. It could really be anything here. But if I'm Pastas, I'm not entirely upset to see Brian leaving, even if Buko coming in is someone you would, maybe more categorize in that high invite category.
Yeah, that's a weird one. My guess, is that it's something basically just like I don't know, must be a microphone, internet issue or personal issue, something like that. In any case, yeah, it's interesting too coming into a match like this. Like, yes, you're against the Imposters, but they took a solid round against you here. So, yeah, for MNK to have moved on from Thick on Pyro, who is the Pyro for the main season, now to Snoodles, and then also bringing Buko in instead of Brian, who is playing out the match, getting all warmed up, seeing how the Imposters work. Sometimes it's that X factor that it's like, whatever Tazem learned about how to counter snipe here, it doesn't apply anymore. But at the same time, yeah, we'll hope basically that Buko was able to slot into this comfortably.
Yeah, on the flip side, right, like changing the roster in the middle of a match or a season doesn't usually lead to immediate gains unless there's really big issues with the players. And I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and say that Snoodles is not a huge upgrade over Thick after looking at that last KD. I mean, I get it, right? You're kind of getting hard held on second, but not catching spies enough. 77 DPM, not a great look. So could be causing some combo chaos that never just not having the same players, right? You lose some of that synergy built up over a season.
I'm seeing either this is a coordinated team joke or a just multiple people or it's real just because multiple different people have said it. But according to the MNK chat with the Imposters here, it's Brian's bedtime. And now am I remembering right that Brian is from the UK, so I guess 5 hours ahead. Plus I think daylight savings happens in Europe at a different time than in the US, like 2 weeks before or after.
It happened last week, yeah. Now, I work with a lot of Europeans, and last week was the weird twilight zone where we're only 4 hours behind them instead of 5, and suddenly when I start getting emails from people at 6 p.m., I'm like, what are you still doing on? Wait, oh. Or, emails at 2 p.m. our time, I'm like, it's only 6 over there.
Saying maybe he is in the US, but it has to go to bed anyway. So, bringing Buko in place of Brian, get some nice shut-eye. The real W at the end of the day is a good night's sleep, am I right?
Hey, up top.
Not that I've ever gotten a good night's sleep or a W, but a man can dream, or a man can't dream because I'm still awake.
I've been in my nap era.
Yeah, I want to say I've still got it, but I feel like I'm just kind of having this manic hallucination. There is no such thing as Highlander. I'm just hearing a padded cell, slowly swaying against the wall, imagining what this slam dunk into the toilet bowl on last looked like in the round prior.
It's like Infinite Monkeys, Infinite Typewriter of insane people imagining Highlander matches.
Here we go.
I might have lost the plot on this metaphor a little bit, I'm not gonna lie.
No, same here. Metaphor? I thought this was the whole thing. But here we go. We have Buko now on European ping anyway, so everyone's playing from all over. I'm not sure where Buko's from. Was it Brazil? I'm not sure, but anyway, I'm sure someone in the chat will help me out here. We're into round number 2 of Swiftwater. So anyone just joining us, Macchiatos and Kovvak took map number 1. That was Asheville. It was a clean 4-0. On map number 2 here, we have the scores 1-0 on Swift because the Imposters had a pretty stellar performance out here. Buko is a Moroccan. There we go. So yeah, that'll account for that ping difference. But all right, so I guess I'm curious myself to see. It looks like the imposters are indeed going for the fence hold again. Something I love is like you show them a weird thing once and then not anymore, so they like, I don't know, have to like readjust in the middle of the game. But no, saying it, hey, it was not so bad last time, and yeah, they had a great salvage, so I guess don't fix what's not broken.
Dolphin on eagle-eyed calling out taters on the chocolate bar, which is interesting. Well, I'll reserve judgment on that one for the time being. But yeah, seeing the first hold again, I mean, if your game plan is to kind of get rolled off a point and then just bank on your spy dropping their med 1v9, then like, I question how well that strategy is going to work, but clearly it worked well enough for them to get a half here in playoffs. RJBNR, though, this time going to get sniped out of the sky. It's kind of more of what you're hoping for. Swift will find Wise over on the side. That's about it. Taiga, though, taking out Tossin. Gets a sap on the gun as well. Gun just barely saved as the rest of the Sakas looks like going to go down. So, bit better of a start for Pastas as round 2 on the sack. No sniper. This time, Starford drops.
RGB on the skybox, yep.
Really
Now,
setting the
yeah,
stage
full ad
for Aimboat to get another big drop here, but will gun down Puko by the spawn. Gun's still alive, so no medic, no problem. Apparently, Taiga comes in, will take out Colonel Salt, though. That's going to be the gun going down in no time at all. But Telly, it looks like he's still alive. Starford and Telly back in right now. I mean, if you drop your Uber, but the enemy still isn't left spawn, does it make a sound?
I also love how imposters, like, nothing changed once they lost Starfruit. Yeah, they're just, like, still chilling in the exact same spot. It's like that meme, like, our med dropped. Oh, no. Anyway, and staying in here. So the Uber does come in. Starfruit taking the brunt of this, honestly, which is kind of fine. Inquisition spamming them back. You just want to, like, play the
crazy surf by Echo right into his stab! What was that? Oh, my God. He does it. How can he keep getting away with it? It's like he knew where Starfruit was going to land. Yep, Wise calling the alley-oop there. That was crazy.
Absolutely insane, and the defense now basically wiped. Making our way back to second here, just fighting on the ground. It feels like a pub match here. Not seeing anyone on the high ground just yet. Tiger calling out, they're not on the high ground, they're not ready. But, you know, the car only just got capped now, so... basically, MNK are posturing, it looks like, through main tunnel. No Uber yet, so we'll see if we can peek and kind of coordinate for the gun. But wait, Tiger just gets a stab right away onto Salt.
Yeah, that should help with a lot of these players. Now off in tunnel, really no reason to go upper when it's only the sniper who can be denying you. It looks like Lunar and Swift will be there as well. But Tiger caught out, so no stab, so without a gun, losing your spy is not nearly as punishing. Lots of this tunnel pressure yet to walk out. RJBNR probably going to get an arrow, but looks like they're going to use in soon.
Shoving that card a little bit further. We have Swift and Lunar up in the high ground. Pay attention there as this Uber comes
Swift dies to a trap, though. Fine. Sync going to be taking this, just blowing everyone back into tunnel, making sure they can't get any room. Lunar, though, on the side, finds Toss, and that is a great trade for the attacking soldier. Defensive sniper down. Starfruit's in a risky spot. Gonna have to try to back out those pipes. Not gonna reach him. Makes it into Spiral. Maybe, nope, Swift not gonna catch him either as he moves back out onto the ledge. But Buko now in tunnel finds Starfruit on the ledge. The battalion's a little bit late, but maybe not for the hold. More fighting in tunnel. Maxi will go down. Ink playing like he's got a full health bar, even though he's only got 20. That mini putting even more damage onto Wise. Buko continuing to ring off kills, takes out Taters now.
This is a very big ad on the side of M&K.
So
wait,
you say
still 1 HP? I can go down 2 Tosm. Great eye. Oh my, I'm in the skybox and Lunar just shot me in the face. That, my life flashed before my eyes. Right now the cart does get capped. There is a small ad for Starfruit. But let's see, M&K, honestly, I think should be kind of shoving forward and not let them get set up. Instead, they say, okay, we'll get the card up, we'll not take any damage, get ready for like a proper dry push. And he was hoping they dry push before Starfruit gets his Uber. Yep, Eku flying forward. Wise only just now playing this high ground. So we're going in through IT. And wait, Eku getting bopped up real quick from Wise. The reflect kill from Snoodles. And look at that, with that basically play from Wise, we're going to see an Uber very soon from Starfruit, but Swift diving in. Lunar on the back lines, one shot, two shots on the Cosm. Let's see, Starfruit 90% still totally fine. On the Uber, wait, the whole team was dropping like flies.
Hurry up! They got a gun, a heavy, and a med. That's about it. Gonna have to see, are they gonna take an Uber in here or not? Maxi on Tiger though, coming in for the stab, finds one. Will not find two. The butternut coming through the cap. Starfruit booking back out to spawn. Just a weird defense right there.
Yeah, that Egu just got two saws off Wise on cart. Again, they threw all the bodies at the cart, but yeah, the medic grabbing a quick two. Totem getting snowy, it means there's going to be no demo for this potential Uber, and yes, Inquisition forces it out. Even Uber's actually here. Pyro on Pyro, the pool noodle Uber, as I heard it called. Very wonderfully. Luna bombing in very late, and Taiga charging down this ramp, turning all the heads backwards, just kind of the old 1-2. Eku now going down to Wise over the hill. Deleted Taters, deleting everybody on cart. Maxi now shooting into aimbot. Yes, the kill does come through. The card is only on 3 HP. I hope someone does peek it, or maybe one of these rollers, but nope. RGB goes down to toss him. It continues to be a bloodbath out here, as everyone, for the love of God, body blocks for the gun.
Still alive, Taiga. Nope, gotta take it out with that Enforcer. Not even needed with how little health it had. Colonel Salt just now coming up to rebuild it. Lots of card pressure right there. Buko taking out pre-alpha. No scout is just one less person to harry these card pushers. Lunar going in deep, gonna find some damage and pressure, but not any kills. That said, Card just now getting to the bottom of the hill. Neither med has Uber, so they're gonna have to run through a lot on the defense if they want to find something. Taiga up top, though, takes out Wise. That's another jumper, and with this damage, I think the cap's just gonna have to go over.
And see, that is 6 minutes on the clock here. Basically, even Uber's going into last. Ooh, I love this. Yeah, shove forward so far ahead of time. A really fast 2K from the pick classes. Getting the sniper, getting the demo man. Pre-alpha going down as well. These are kind of long respawn times with the cart being so close. Swift even going in, I think, way ahead of Uber. Eku trying to save him, maybe even with the flash themselves. 5 versus 5 here as we're getting the cart closer. Finally, Snoodles and Eku working their way up top. But they're going to have to wait for basically the rest of their team as, yeah, Snowy working their way up. But honestly, Pre-Alpha, Ampo, Waxy looking pretty close up here. Oh, Eku getting double piped and taken down.
Wow. That is, where even was that?
They were like jumping up the long way into lobby, and then, yeah, basically they were just like getting spammed
double
by
Hail
pipes.
Marys right into that. This match is leaving me speechless. Great rockets by Lunar. Coming in dives, but takes out Salt and Tossum. But it's only a salvage as Starfruit still has full Uber. Eku just now coming up on 10%. I mean, the Eku is, this has been a match to forget for Eku is all I can really say right now.
I mean, even Echo was right with the pyro. Like, so Snoodles was there. It was just tough, like, yeah, reflecting everything. And I think they got peeked by a couple other classes. Tiger grabbing Wise here. Pre-alpha also, well, it's now a spawner, I guess. But here we go. We're working in this really wide angle from the offense, saying, like, let's make the defense at least look at us a little bit, see if we can find some kind of pick. Buka going down, though, on the back lines is a tough one. Nice dive out of aimbot. Echo on 75% Uber here, as the guard's actually getting kind of close.
Taiga will go down but gets the gun in the process. Big bomb by Lunar, getting the Uber forced out as well. Wise forced to jump down right there. Lunar consistently finding these nuclear bombs right here. And it's going to give Eku full ad. They get it top. Aimbot hiding in the corner, not going to find anything right there. Wise taken out on Cart. Big surf by Ink onto Cart. Will stall it. Finds a kill onto Eku. Taters now trying to Alamo this point, but Swift up in the window, and it will be Snoodles coming into cap it at the end. I mean, 8:15, not a great time, not a terrible one. I mean, pretty average, but if Pastas can put on an offense like we saw last time, then they could find themselves moving to map 3 in within the next 10 minutes.
Begins in 60 seconds.
Yeah, 8:15 is like a little bit slow. Like you said, it's not like, I don't know. It's better to get a time like this than a time like 13 minutes. You're definitely happy there. But regardless, yeah, that was a I think tough showing. Like again from the offense, like kind of having so many opportunities to snowball with it. But hey, heads up from the Imposters, and great play out of their playmakers there to kind of always look for that salvage and see if like, hey, can we kind of stem the bleeding and take that advantage right back.
Yeah, I'm still kind of recoiling from that backstab that Aimbot got on Echo on first. All the way back, 8 minutes ago. It feels like, but just did crit sticky traps on the right side from the defense perspective on Shutter. No fence hold right now. That's a pasta special right now. As looks like they'll see the traps that no one's going to be found. Wise looking to get into house really fast. Taiga cloak and daggered up there, just calling what he sees as a much more standard first defense about to come in from MK.
Actually, Echo does not have Uber still. It probably won't matter. But I guess in a world where the offense just decides to shove forward, you could catch the medic out. Aimbot may or may not call this, but yeah, it's probably not going to matter very much at all here. Wait, Aimbot deglobes over the medic, gets him! Doesn't matter, Uber or not. Just walks forward in a straight line.
I mean, look at this. Wise coming in like a rocket. Gonna find Buko as well. Incredible little surf right there. I'm not sure if there was a surf or an edge book or what, but I mean, full ad for Starford. Turns out it didn't matter he didn't have Uber. He's gonna find ways to get stabbed on a 1v9 regardless. Big, fail on the checking right here. Watch this trap in debt. Okay, I thought that was gonna get us another med drop. Ink and Waxy now coming through. Gun gonna have to be the focus here as no one's too far out, but Ink getting a little bit in spiral. Spade's gonna get sniped out. Gun goes down. Wise jumps up top. They've got good pressure. Tater's up top, but Taiga on his tail finds him. The kill's now going back in favor of MK, but look at the card pressure.
Aimbot with one, Aimbot with two on the medic. Aimbot three onto the demo two. Aimbot, yeah, tearing him up here in the back lines. Swift and Taiga holding down the cart here. So the offense has stopped for now. The defense is going to spawn so close. Aimbot now looking for a deep look on a Swift. Wait, what's that?
Oh, it's caught out.
Oh, Turtle Beaches.
The Turtle Beaches. But Ink already trying to hold some ground in upper. Swift is up there alone. 3 Alpha running in. They're just going to drive by onto the Heavy and the Soldier. The rest of the combo is just spawning up, getting in onto Cart. Ink going to get taken out, but Colonel Salt staying on Cart to not die to the afterburn. It's going to be Taters finding Echo and the rest of the combo. And with 6 minutes left, they're going to find the kill into RJB and Artossum. Picks up Buko as well. Echo is not even up yet. This has to be a roll through third.
This is so fast out of Imposters. Like you said, they just like group up and death ball through upper. Fantastic. Now they're locking up these spawn doors. Yep, MNK saying we can hold this. Let's get a level 3 up on third. Building it up with spades, getting the sniper ready. But wait a second, Inquisition's already here. Tazum has the long angle hard scoped right now. Luna going for the double bomb in on the Starfruit, on the Tazum. Starfruit one surf, hits into the fence. Not a big deal. The counter sack, Aimbot and Wise kind of both going in here into the enemy lines. Not much to show for it. Okay, so we're gonna finally have a quick reset here. The eye of the storm as there's just over 5 minutes on the clock.
Just want to point out that Wise went for a bomb, got skyboxed by Spades' gun, gave him time to reload, and then sync rocket the gun and take it out as he went down. But Swift gonna finally catch out Aimbot for what feels like the first time in this game. Taiga up top on the truck in garage. See if that's gonna end up leading to anything, but it looks like everyone's just walking forward. The Starfruit Uber came out, Echo just now coming up, but Swift is gonna go down right before it. But now it's everyone fragged for themselves. Starfruit kiting back to spawn will make it out. Not as many kills as you would have liked to have seen, but all the pressure coming back. Waxy picks up Taiga, Tossum picks up Maxi. The numbers are in favor of Pastas. Lunar gonna have to head for the hills right there, as Ink's not gonna be the person to push up that hill, but look at this card pressure. Buko aiming for shots, and Tossum's gonna go down, but there's so many bodies on this cart. Can they get it up? Snoodles with the air block goes down, it only goes halfway down. Wise and Lunar inspiring RGEing on the roof. Lunar on 3 HP. Finally gonna go down. It is just Colonel Salt alone. The only one alive, and he'll cap it. 4 minutes left or less. Are we gonna see the Pastas pull the 2-0 here? Taters catches Buko getting greedy. I don't think they're gonna be able to snowball anything off of that, but what an incredible action-packed match we've seen.
When all the dust settles, Colonel Salt stands in the ashes. Inquisition clearing out lobby here, checking those traps cleared out real quick. Zoodle's going down so early, getting basically bopped up and then dying to afterburn. Okay, Inquisition going down to a quick trap in that doorway as well. No Ubers on the board yet. Bart's getting very close. Swift getting obliterated by Taters and Pre-Alpha. Yeah, the heavy on card. Just not so much. Wait a second, they're on it. It's going in.
The C9. If they C9, no, they were all dead. They just collapsed instantly. Aimbot finds Eku, but he was almost the last one to get a kill. I mean, they had 3 minutes and 50 seconds left on that. That was like a 4-minute cap. Pasta's Swiftwater mode is not. Both of our predictions were wrong.
Yeah, I am dying for that. These people had like the correct thing. I'm not even sure if that. Oh no, because this is payload. But yeah, we have like the times predictor. But yeah, anyone who is out here like this is a quick 2-0 for the imposters. Enjoy your channel points on the bets. That's a uphill battle, I think. But listen, the imposters showed us why they earned it. They're playing so fast. They get an inch to take a mile. They're getting the right people in the right place. Big plays, set plays, nice holds, everything in between. Yeah, incredible stuff out of them here. And now, not only are we going to a payload yet again, how do you think that mental is feeling for MNK?
Boomed.
Oh my god,
boomed.
Blanket with the one correct prediction, by the way. Congratulations.
Thank you.
The profit.
Oh, that's I mean, there's no loss there, right? Even if you get it wrong, you just say, "Oh, that was a joke." But if you hit it, that's a lot of channel points. I mean, it starts and ends in aimbot, right? The amount of kill I hope we have a combined here. I need to see how many combined med kills aimbot has found. That's I'm expecting to be repulsed in a good way.
I do not see the combined. However,
Aimbot had
regular
5 med
methods,
kills alone in a 13-minute half. That being the second one. In the first half, aimbot had 2. Even so, you're looking at 7 med kills in 2 rounds. That's heinous.
yeah, our top frag for this second half here was deleted Taters going 22-10, fell close behind by Tazim 20-9. Right after that, actually, is Buko on again a very solid 17-10. Yeah, so basically going almost 1-for-1 with Tazim. I mean, yeah, we even see Snowy putting up great damage. Yeah, continuing to go tit for tat with Waxy here. In the end, Eku having 2 more deaths, like it feels like it's not that many, but it's actually a ton from the timing that they came at, like you mentioned, of like it always was the clutch play. Even it sounded like Inquisition, I thought it was very good in this half, but it was only 5 and 13. Yeah, anything else that got to you in the stats here? Yeah.
Eku with the Omega brained hyper play of if you know that you're gonna get 1v9 dropped in tunnel, if you don't have Uber, it doesn't count as a drop.
Oh, that's genius.
Because that would have been another drop otherwise. I mean, this is. I don't know if I've ever been more undecided on a prediction coming into a map right now. My brain is telling me, oh, that was Pasta's map, right? You're expecting a team to do well on their map, but I don't know how you can get pushed on in 4 minutes by a team that has historically been, the kind of punching bag of Invite to get just. It's not even like some freak occurrence, right? They were just playing better on the map. Even with the first defenses going poorly, their offense was so much better than anything that MNK was preparing for.
Yeah, this I'm equally struggling. I do feel like the momentum is very much in the imposters' favor, but I also think that they're really no slouch basically on the side of basically the MNK, who we did see on this map, I believe, right? So yeah, point is, it's kind of anyone's game. I'm also just doing some research. There was a stat that said, let me see, I have to find who said it. Oh, it might have been was that blank? Anyway, someone said in chat that this is the first map that Inquisition has won an invite since season 6. So far, this might be correct, outside of some of the...
Maybe forfeit wins or bye weeks, but yeah, I think actual first map, that's entirely possible. But
and that is in 2020, so over 4 years ago. Yeah, breaking the curse, and they have some advanced wins. Point is, I think, yeah, you know, Inquisition runs like a tight ship, basically, and, you know, this Imposters team has been around for so long, I think, because continuously, yeah, Inquisition is able to put together these types of players who are rallying behind this idea. And I think we're seeing now, like, what it looks like for them to, like, number one, commit to that idea, but number two, like, tweak it in a way that all these players are so ready to go in a lot of these openings. Like, again, even if someone says something, it's like, it doesn't matter what you call if no one's in the right spot, right? So for the team to always kind of be ready for the next step, it shows a lot of poise out of this team.
All right. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay. Let's get a bit of a reset here, right? I'm hyped. That was awesome. Let's put that in context. Swiftwater was the Pasta's map pick. It's a map that they're confident on. It's a map... What was that, Dolphin? Oh, Wise already has the edge bug on the first flank. We saw... who did we see do this recently? Was this Lunar? We saw Lunar do this back in week 1, right? But, it's also... The other thing I think is important about Swiftwater is that we didn't see... It's very unlikely MNK had practiced this map since preseason. Vigil's a map that's been played more regularly. Both teams have practiced it. They're going to have more established strats. They're going to have more of kind of a playbook to fall back on. And anytime you introduce like a wild card map-wise, it's always going to favor the underdog. Right? Anytime you add variance into something, it will favor the underdog. And I think that's essentially what Swiftwater was. It's another reason, well, I guess we saw the Cascade ban from Pastas, but that was because they wanted to get rid of the COD.
Mission begins in 60 seconds.
Vigil's a map we saw MNK take a half and almost beat Agar Grovan, who are our number 3 seed right now. You know, currently playing LIS. Wonder how that match is going. But what we've seen from Pastas has been good. And the mental boom is going to probably be there to some extent, but there's little reason for me to believe that we're going to see M&K look as lost as we did there.
Mission begins in 30 seconds.
So with 30 seconds, I'm going to put in 2-1 on M&K. Although if Pastas do manage to pull the upset, I will be overjoyed.
You know what? I hear you, and I think you're completely right, but I don't know. I think we saw from map number 1 as a deciding factor to me that, like, Pastas are playing well. They're just not a cop team. Now, we're back on more payload. Yeah, I'm definitely with you, but I'm going to go 2-1 for Pastas.
Excellent. Couldn't be happier. As we are starting off, it will be Pastas starting on offense. You know, some would say it puts M&K in the better spot. It is their map. They can start a lot of people on flank with the first hold set up. Luco will open things up onto Waxy. Tater's up on the high ground right there, but this gun by Spades could go down pretty quickly with some concentrated fire, as it's already starting to get splashed by Tossum, and Tossum now finding RJPNR. The gun's getting splashed by Wise. Tossum drops down. Buko finds Colonel Sub. That offensive inch is only going to do so much, as Uber comes out already. It's going to get popped immediately onto Buko. Waxy! Oh no! Off the cliff! Not what you want to see from your offense. I mean, it cycles the Ubers, but there goes all of your chances of a post. But look at Taters. Gonna help get the cart up right there. That said, Buko finds Starfruit. Big pick onto the med. RGBNR goes down. Tossum finds Buko. So good kills going back and forth, but Aimboat now onto Swift. Tossum going down. No snipers, and that's gonna favor the offense. I think they're gonna get first here.
Tyga, the only one left who can make the difference here. Will he go for the decloak? It looks like no. Yeah, that was funny. I'm like, how come I don't see that Uber on the flank for first? And then it's seeing Waxy blasting off again like Team Rocket. I'm like, oh yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
Waxy
I
now
mean,
pushing through main, putting up these things that have been deleted by Swift. Swift has a dispenser there, buddy. It's anyway. Now working our way uphill. Actually, a quick dry out of main. Wide's getting skybox, but the gun is looking the wrong way. Deleted taters cannot find their target. Okay, so we're trading a bunch of damage. Nothing really coming down. Like nobody goes down on the defensive side. Offense is still building the super up. The world keeps turning.
yeah, I mean, I like the pressure there. I mean, if you remember, we saw Agar Grove struggle heavily with M&K's second hold here, so I'm not at all surprised that Pastos were able to just kind of blow it over. Not to mention Pastos, we saw them struggle on second with those initial pushes. Where they really succeeded was in pushing the momentum. So until they gained some momentum, you know, not too much doing. The heavy Uber is going to pop out of tunnel right here. Pop back, Snoodles catapults Taters behind. He's going to go down pretty quickly, and the banner popped out. Gonna see, but Aimbot had a maybe potential angle for a stab. Gonna have to give it up. No one walking into him. That banner just about to fade. The dry push coming back uphill. Ink, though, already taken out. Possum gonna be next. Waxy, 3 Alpha. Lunar might be the only kill they get back. As Starfruit on a sliver of health, forced all the way back down. Taiga unable to finish off that medic. Starfruit. No! RJP on the Hail Mary! All the way over the hill onto Starfruit. That's gonna. There's your momentum swing right there. If you're M&K.
Yeah, you need this for the mental here. Buka holding the hill a bit aggressively, gonna back off. Yeah, that honestly, I thought that Uber from the Imposters was winning, pushing into second. They got in for free, except they used way too early, so it wasn't really like free anymore. Right now, going for another quick sack, like they're just ready to go. Going just before the Uber comes up, like you cannot ask for better timing on this try. Sorry, on that sack play. Fantastic job out of Imposters. They keep nailing these timings in a case where so many other invite teams would just sit and you know, twiddle their thumbs doing nothing much at all.
I love what Snoodles did there. Not enough pyros, I think, when they see that Uber coming through main tunnel. Just air blast them into the air. You can either alley-oop them off cliff. You can see them get sent flying back. The heavy immediately dropped in the Uber by by force. Buka, though, gonna get stabbed out. Aimboat back up to his old ways. Gonna give them something to go off with. But remember, Sniper's denying hill, not tunnel. If you send everyone through tunnel, Waxy trying to get some good spam and not gonna really find too much. Banner now popped out, so they're able to cycle that at least as Sniper comes up on Uber.
Now we have even Ubers. The Imposters get to choose which way they're coming in from. It has been like a good couple minutes on the clock here. Like, you know, let it be known that we're now over 3 minutes on the clock before getting second. But okay, we have Aimbot in position from behind. The Uber coming over hill.
Yep, leading on Ink. I mean, Aimbot's going to find Swift. That's a heavy down. So a lot of that defensive anchor. And now Taters coming through tunnel finds Maxi. They have so much card pressure. Echo's going to get stranded out alone. Stoodle's behind. Will it be enough? Taiga finds Starfruit on the back. But Colonel Salt on the cart will get the cap in just under 5 minutes. Not the best time you want to see, but it is something. They will finally get them off of second. Echo just now spawning up, only a fraction of an Uber for Starfruit. Unlikely to be anything to push off of, but we're on the rest of the map now. They're a lot easier to push than second.
Here we go, pushing up the flank for the offense here. You want to play this cliff here. The floor is lava. Do not go on that low ground. Here we want to shove them off the high ground, get your sniper up on the long angle. Right now we're getting Lunar as the first pick, but Waxy getting stabbed back. And even Taiga getting another follow-up shot onto Inquisition. So deleted Taters kind of hung out to dry here. Wait a second. I think Wise just like pogoed and hit Taiga by accident. Okay, yeah, Taters goes down. Got a little bit dismantled here, but now Buko is kind of way far away from the rest of the team. We'll see what it looks like when these Ubers are coming up in just a few seconds.
Yep, I mean, Starfruit just now coming up on 85, lost that ad a little bit, maybe worth noting. Pre-Alpha caught out early. In come the Sackers. Interesting call when you're so close. Echo, though, they're going to find him. That's questionable timing, but the results can't be argued. Getting that Uber out means that it will be a full ad. They just need to make sure Starfruit doesn't get chased back. Buko going to be caught out a little bit too forward. RJB&R is going to be next. I don't know if this is mind control or what, but they just got everyone overcommitted. That's 4 dead on the defense already. Uber hasn't even been used yet. They're going to use super early. No need to mill. This gun's not long to the world, and Pastas. If that was intentional, that was a 300 IQ play.
Oh, the collapse right back away. Tiger bombing in. Maxi bombing in. The cap comes down. Wow. Snoodles collapsing here as well. Starfleet survives. Cosm here going for some quick shots as well. Nice shot on the Wise. Dude, that is such a head scratcher. Even during that play, Deleted Taters was in under. And I'm like, oh, this is amazing. You pinch with your heavy coming out of the far side of under. No, he just sat in under doing nothing, looking like towards his own team spawn. And then 2 power classes walk into him. Like it was a demo and a sniper. He gets them both. Okay, whatever. Waxy coming in, Pies bombing in. Amo getting the sap, and the gun goes down. Deleted Taters now working their way out of Red Room. Swift and Snoodles are both down on the side of M and K, so we'll have to see if the Imposters can buy a little bit more space, but no, looks like they'll wait for this Uber on 85% right now.
Yep, it will give Snoodles and Swift just enough time to spawn up. They, you know, another 10% up sooner. That could have been a very interesting Uber we would have seen. Flank control, though, now going all the way in favor of Pastas. They're starting to get up in there. Spam coming through. Aimboat finds Echo. He does it again. He can't be stopped. Gets RJDNR next. Ink's going to take it in. It is already not but a victory lap for the Imposters. Coming into small. Buko going for a god shot. Not going to find it. Collapses on cart. Find nothing. It is a full wipe. Aim Goat finds Echo yet again. Need to see a frag movie from just tonight alone. It is getting out of hand.
Yeah, Aimbot really earning that salary package here. Yeah, brilliant play out of Aimbot. 737 is a kind of a slower time, I would say. Except the thing about Vigil is like, yes, it's sort of slower on average, but the way we usually see Vigil playing out is like someone gets hard held somewhere. Like you'll get like first, second, and third right away, but then you're stuck on fourth for 4 minutes, or you get first and second right away, you're stuck on third for a while. So I guess let's see. You know, we talked about the Imposters Masterclass on Swiftwater. What have they been cooking up in the lab here for a defense on Vigil? We'll find out.
I'm trying to think if Pastas managed to pull this off. The only upset I can maybe think of being bigger is when Blue 99 beat Fast Forward in season 6?
Mission begins in 10 seconds.
One season. I mean, this is...
5, 4,
I don't know how he keeps doing it.
2, 1.
That said, I mean, 737's not a phenomenal time. It's good, it's holdable, but this half is still very much up in the air. Don't let the insane ending of that half make you think that Pastas have this in the bag, because they do not.
Interesting, the Imposters went with the aggressive forward hold last map, but not this map.
They're just not like the other teams. We aggro first hold on, not on your maps, on our own maps. Which I think equal first. I think each aggro first hold is equally bad, but you know, I'm casting and not playing, so take that as you will. They will manage to get the gun. Colonel Salt's got it back up on level 1. Playing passive back on hill here. They do not want to risk the second hold. Gun will go down again, but the dispenser made it out. And on second defense, dispenser is nothing to sneer at. That gives a lot of health, a lot of ammo for a lot of players. Let's heavies be really massive on this point. As we now get into the second hold, 6.5 minutes. A minute off the first is about all you ever need. Taiga gonna get blown down on 2 tracks. No picks on hill for the time being. But to reset, as well to see what it is M&K want to do. They're gonna sniff out Aimbot first. I love that call.
Uber coming in over the top. Inquisition just manhandling him, shoving everyone back down the hill. Uber's done and dusted. That was all of 3 seconds. Uber's gone. Okay, now peeking out the side tunnel. Lunar and Swift, somehow they're kind of winning over Deleted Taters. And the Imposters getting shoved back. Cosm being down means they can't lock out these doorways as much as they like. And what a shot. Now actually dropping like flies here on the defense. Colonel Salt and the gun are kind of the last bastion here, but the gun doesn't go down, so off to third we go.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what we're talking about, right? All it takes is one good second push, and suddenly, Imposters are really going to be feeling the pressure right now. As it was a combination of just taking bad fights on hill, plus Swift creating a lot of pressure in the tunnel. Now he's up, creating a lot of pressure in the spawn. Finally goes down. Pre-Alpha is starting to chase out some of the frags, but Buko finds Colonel Salt. That's a big pick. Tater's also going down is going to be big. No NG, no heavy. It's a lot of your kind of defensive HP gone in an instant. It will be Uber for Eku. Starfruit coming up on 95, so this should be even, but still a bit. Those players are spawning up just now. Still no gun. Taiga waiting in position.
If Echo would use their ad that wins the round, I think, on the spot, instead they very politely let Starfruit get an Uber, and now trade Ubers with really no damage going across. Actually, a quick pick onto Tazum from Buko, from way downtown. Buko going down for it in turn, but don't forget, offense spawns faster. So right now, the defense, they're not really playing very much at this flank, so the offense is kind of going to walk up.
Just teleports in, but Starfruit manages to just fancy feed him away. I thought that was a dead medic for certain. No one even knew he was there. He even looked like Looter knew he was there. Eku, though, finds a saw onto Impo. That's going to be an ad.
Again, hopefully they'll use it pretty quick here. This time, yes, they are working their way up the flank for the offense. So they're here to say, like, great, we're going to, again, get this long angle, split the focus fire away from the cart itself. So whoever does want to cap the cart is going to have more of a layup. And now, shoving, look at this, 5-6 players all the way across. Buko now getting up, set up with this long angle, has the medic beam. Yeah, taking this Uber in right away, not waiting for the defense this time. Colonel Salt pretty hurt. The Uber comes out now onto cart. A lot of damage, but not a lot of frags.
Yeah. I think they didn't. I don't think MNK realized how quickly Starfruit was building. Even with the saw, it was not a 25 ad. It was closer to a 10. And that means if you're not prepared for Uber to come out when it does, they're going to start just, failing to gain any ground on the cart. Buko got killed, I believe, by the scout or the spy right as that started, so no sniper as well, means no pressure on the defense. They can play as wide as they want, control all that space. Battalion's now going to do the same thing. Wyatt's just walking forward, getting some good damage, that great air blast to save Argentina's life. Free Alpha will be the one to go down, but they buy so much space off of that, it could maybe even be a good thing.
I wish more of the Imposters went forward with the banner. It was not necessary to use the banner then, but yeah, the offense now actually charging forward on flank. They do have, yet again, a 10% advantage. If you use right away, you might get something done with this. And here it comes, going through the ladder, rotating all the way down to, coming through the ladder. Luna with the high bomb, and they land onto Starfruit. Inquisition goes down to Taiga as well. A quick 2K from Taiga. Now this obliterates the defense, charging this cart way forward. Really nice timing on the decloak, getting the medic just in time.
And now, look, there's a difference between Taiga got those kills right, Luna's the distraction there. I mean, I'm seeing some face stabs in the chat. Eku's, Starfruit's dying anyway there. That's something different than what Eku's been dying to. That's a coordinated play, right? That's one thing. There's only so much you can do about that. It's hard to deal, especially when we're seeing that. But number of kills going back over. RJBNR just now coming back up, so no demo would have made this hard to snowball. And defense, honestly, not too poorly set up here. Thought things might have been bad for them after that third, but as long as Starfruit's able to back up here, Buko might have an angle, forced back by the flank. Aimboat finishes off the kill before going down, and it ends up making sure his medic can get out, so all is well right there. And I like this forward pressure from Pasta. Taiga though coming in! Finds Starfruit on 96, no checking, easy to walk up right there, gets Taters too. This is still a minute 45, so it's doable, but Eku coming up on the super, not a good thing for the Pastas.
Full ad for Eku, a minute 35 on the clock, so you just need one of these two Ubers to go well. Taiga getting spotted out early means no decloak here for this play. Going down right away, the family Uber, 4 coming in for the Uber, 4 on tracks, shoving the defense away. As a defense, you want to rotate outside, and yes they do. Inquisition, deleted Taters, destroying cart. Oh, it's so much damage. They can't look forward and backwards at the same time. The offense is getting melted here. Luna, the last one alive. Snoodles and Buko are spawners. Buko actually picked the teleporter, but maybe ill-advised, is okay for it and goes on that long angle outside. But wow, almost a game-saving play out of Starfruit, deleted Taters, and Inquisition.
Absolutely perfect rotation. That's exactly what you have to do. That Uber caught Waxy in the spawn, and that was about it. The rest of the team moving over, that Uber's effectively wasted. And now all the momentum back in their favor. Lots of fighting going on in the tracks right now. Taters, though, standing tall. That's a 6-kill streak for him. Takes out Lunar. Now 40 seconds. Starfruit coming up on Uber. I mean, keep an eye on Taiga. Keep an eye on Buko. You're going to need to find a med drop here, most likely. And Starfruit's in a sight line. So maybe that might have been the one peek you had. As Eku's going to use this. Uber's getting hard denied by the gun right now. Ink now taking it forward, just manually denying all of that space. Buko finds Waxy, but Tassamek goes back onto the sniper. Aimboat now going to Swift. The kills going in favor of M&K. Lots of pressure. Ink in on the Met. The WM1 cannot be stopped at any level of play. RJBNR goes down, and it will be Imposters setting themselves up on match point here. Not map, match.
Oh, hang on, can you like buy some air for me? I have to ask the Imposters for a tryout. This is incredible. I'm actually so glad we even get this time, because we saw again like some mastery here at play from the Imposters. So when they were actually down numbers on their own last as defense, right? They said, we're down numbers. If we play passive here, we're going to get picked apart. We need to go in hard to clear a part of the map. So they charge, again, they're like medic, pyro, and demo into red room while they're down players. We're like, if your combo gets caught out, you might lose. But if your combo doesn't get caught out, then you have a very solid hold in that case, because you know your whole team can focus elsewhere. Like, that's the kind of case where, again, other teams, worse teams, will just play safe and be like, guys, we're down, don't feed. But no, Imposters are like, there's a really tactical advantage to be gained from making a play like that. We're going for it, and it worked. They nailed it. I'm so happy with what I'm seeing.
And I'm so glad you call that out, because this is, I've said this many times in the past. If you watch these casts, you'll have heard me say it. In invite grand finals, right, teams that are willing to take that risk are the ones that win. More often than not, this kind of comes into like Swift fourth or upward third, right? You know, you're willing to, maybe push out all the way across Swift fourth, contest the cart on that ramp, or an upward third. The cart makes it up that third ramp, and you're willing to, plant your heavy on it, let it roll back down, right? Teams that are willing to take those risks to buy that extra time are the ones that win. And that's what Pastas did there is exactly what we're talking about, right? You're down numbers. You can say, oh, well, we don't want to take risks, we're down numbers, but no, that's how you lose. You win by saying, okay, we're down numbers, they're not going to expect aggression. Focus on this one part of the map where, yes, we're 7v9, but in this specific part of the map, we can make it 6v3. Get those kills, buy yourself that time, make sure you get those spawners back in, and then, you combine that with an absolutely flawless rotation to a full Uber disad. That was textbook. Waxy kind of got caught up in the brunt of that Uber, and I'm not even sure if he went down or not, if I'm being honest, by the spawn, but Starfruit and Taters going all the way around on flank, shredding cart, that is textbook. That should be, put as like an RGL short of what to do if you are getting full Ubered into on last.
Yeah, I'm eyeing the, I'm eyeing the logs here, and I think first of all deleted Taters putting up massive numbers, going here on payload 21 and 13, unbelievable. Swift going basically even is not too bad, but yeah, deleted Taters really a showstopper out here. On the side of M&K, Maxi here is top fragging going 19 and 8, which is crazy for a cart pusher class, right? But to me, like, Taiga, I think, was the real standout player, like constantly getting those right openings, the chain stabs, the play around, like sapping the gun, whatnot. And actually, even though the Imposters took the win in that round, we see Waxy, like, actually basically like the third from the lowest in frags, and I guess just low damage across the board. Finally, Pre-Alpha here is only 2 and 12 on Scout, so despite basically these like classes that had the opportunity to go off.
Space Maid doesn't show up in logs.
They're like, everyone always looks at logs and they're like, I'm a good player, look how many frags I get, but then like don't actually get the objective, The whole point, here is like, how many points can we capture and how fast does it take us? So yeah, really well played out of the Imposters. Again, like sort of being on the back foot with like worse stats, but just better team play.
I feel like I should be like reaping invisible Reddit karma for calling out Taters as like a game impact player in the beginning. But no, Taters is definitely making a case for himself right here as we move in second half here. Again, this is match point for the Pastas. M&K are going to need to take this half to push us to round 3. Granted, we are in double elim this season, right? Regardless of who wins, the other team will not be eliminated. They will move on to play the loser of Locked In Syndrome and Agar Grove tomorrow in lower bracket. For the loser of that match will be eliminated. The winner gets the honor, if you can call it that, of playing against Team Fun in the upper bracket. As not sure either of them will be looking forward to that, But ultimately, you know, I think if you get the win here, I want to
Mission
say
begins in 30 seconds.
you're guaranteed top 4 if you get the win here, really is all it is. But then, you know, you get to go down. You know that Pastas and the loser of LIS and Agar would have had to have played each other. Get a little bit more data on them there. You know, bit of a weird bracket with 5 teams because it means some of the matches are a little bit
Mission
unsynced, but,
begins in 10
you know,
seconds.
you make it work. Same hold coming in from Imposters here, though, which, not too aggro.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah, I am curious to see, like, we did see them get kind of, like, bowled over, I think, in a lot of these defenses, excuse me. So, yeah, we'll see if Imposters have a sort of a new poise. First shot from Buko onto pre-alpha, and a second one onto Waxy. Opening this start of the round wide open. Aimbo going for the backstab, and instead it gets the shoulder stab going down for it. So, yeah, the defense is great. Yeah, as soon as I say it, they back. Wait, no. They kind of pulled the gun back, but not all the way back. Interesting. I guess they'll see if they can buy anything else here. As actually, Tazam and Inquisition both get quick picks.
Yeah, I think they're just pulling the gun back so it doesn't get spammed when they don't know the players. Maybe they kind of body block it, but any bombers coming in are still going to have to deal with it, as they are going to keep getting a number of kills right now. Tossa picking up a number of card pushers, going to buy them some valuable seconds here, as we're now just about nearing 55 seconds so far. Kart's not immediately in the range of getting capped. Aimbot picked up Buko as well, so they can be a little bit more aggressive. Not have to worry about their head getting taken off right now. Toss-up again onto Maxi. They're disrespecting this sight line, and they're not getting the cart pushes. And Kart's even rolling back right now before Spades touches it. Taiga's going to go down to the gun. I think this is probably going to be the cap coming through. Toss is finding Buko again, though, really warming up. And I mean, they're going to stay here right until the end, but cap goes through. Minute 21. Not too bad.
All right, let's watch out for another one of those fast sacks here. Working the cart just for now. Yeah, it's fun having the heavy on cart here because it's such like a close quarters kind of situation that yeah, making sure you keep that ×3. It's basically getting a mini setup. Actually was that I think the banner was popped just in anticipation of a sack play or an Uber exchange. Wise ready to go. Here comes the Uber.
Yep, banner popped early as well from Wise. So no one's going to go down in it, but they won't have it in the post. Wise picks up Stoodles. It's probably the only kill. Headshot onto Maxi, but he was overhealed, so not going to go down. Swift getting caught out as well. Spades chipped in tunnel. I think he will be scared off of Cart. Aimbo's going to go down. Really, it's the only kill that the offense is going to find, though. RJB&R are coming in. Taiga finding Taters, though. Could be a big opening once the numbers come back in.
Actually, a very large ad here for Eku on 75%. I don't know if they got a saw or...
Had to.
Yeah, it must be. Wise right now actually going to juggle a little bit off this angle. There's a lot in tunnel. Lunar and Swift are looking to sort of pinch with this Uber play. So if you're the Imposters, you might want to back it now already, but you probably don't know you have this much this ad.
If Uber comes out, and yeah, Starfruit not even on 70. They've been building this quickly. High bomb out of Lunar coming all the way around on top of his head. He will go down. The gun's still alive, just barely going down. But with so many kills, you have to imagine Imposters are going to be forced to get this back. Taters and pre-alpha go down as well. Starfruit back in spawn. And yeah, I mean, good aimboat giveth, so to do the bad aimboat also giveth a saw to the other team. And that's really going to be what propelled that second loss. So a little bit unfortunate, but you know, you take the good with the bad. Aimboat's the main reason you're here right now anyway, I think. So man gets a pass. But banner popped out to help them gain some ground. Taiga popped up. Not going to be able to find anything on landing though. And now it will be ad for Starfruit as they settle in on third.
Getting all set up here with the offense on the flank. Right now, they don't have the sniper. There we go. Buko now playing this beam. Whoa, quick shot from Buko onto. But wait a second. Starfruit and the rest of the team are shoving forward. They're wrapping. Wait, they're saying go ahead and have the flank. We're going to keep
I love this.
all the way behind them. Here comes the
They're going to use it
7 players.
Don't drop Waxy! Don't drop Waxy! Starfruit, what are you doing? They find the Lunar, but they're going to lose Tossum and Waxy. Ink's going to go down next. Starfruit forced to go back up all the way towards last. I love the call, but you can't drop your demo, man. They're going to get collapsed on in here, and Starfruit will get taken out. I mean, interesting play to say the least. I think there's a lot of potential there. You get all those people in, you know, you force them to flash you with a Uber, but you drop your demo, then it's just a pyro.
Yeah, Starfruit left that Uber so early to try and get out alive when you're behind enemy lines. I think that's not the right play. There you want to, like, obliterate everything. Just trade all of your pieces down to nothing. So, like, you want to die there as Starfruit, I think, because you can lose 3 to get 6 of theirs. Wait, Taiga! There we go, on the Cosm. That means there's a lot more of these snowboards you can peek for the offense. Aimbo getting a really quick pick on the cap point here. Banter coming out from Wise, are clearing cap at 90% on Echo outside.
And they are going to lose pre-alpha as well, though. Buko, though, off the cliff. Not sure who, why, or how that happened. But, I mean, 4 minutes through third. Really, you know, this is where the point comes in. Eku has full Uber. Waxy's going to get a pop early, but goes down for it. Gun going to go down. Starfruit and Tater's now looking to wrap flank. Looks like Maxi might be smelling something, but Pre-Alpha's going to force him back. Tater's getting ready to peek. And now this is going to happen again. No, they get to cut up the hill this time. No! The touch from Wise is enough for it to roll back down. The Uber comes out as a sniper Uber on to toss him. But the air blast coming in from Snoodles is going to force them back. It's a bad setup. Starfruit managing to wrap around, but the cap will go through. That Uber is just a little bit too late against the wrong players, and it will be a 5:37 coming in from M&K.
Wow.
We're not out of the woods yet. So.
It really felt like M&K like rolled all the way to last, but in those like steamroll games, it's more like 350 or like 415 or something like that. 536 is definitely doable, but still, what a play again. Imposters feeling like they're making so many of these right plays, and then I don't know, just kind of getting caught out, maybe too excited here. Like, I don't know, there are times that like when you lose like your engineer as the first person in like a disad hold or something, or again, keeping your medic alive when I think we should have played to like just destroy everyone, because yeah, basically Echo can't flash everybody right. So yeah, we got boys, it's a game on our hands.
I mean, we saw Pastas push this fast on Swift, different map. You know, last time, again, reminder, they were about 7.5 minutes, so they're going to need to hasten that time by 2 minutes. Most of that's going to have to come on second. You know, thankfully for them, right, we're seeing this aggro hold come across on first, which, if it works, likely going to buy enough time to maybe win the round outright, but leaves a lot of players on MNK vulnerable to dying and letting snowball and second get snowballed through. So the first likely going to be the barometer of how the rest of this half goes.
You know, oh, whoa, Uber right away. Inquisition Starfruit Wise. Wait, blasted off the cliff. Goodbye. Good night. Do not pass go. Do not collect 200. The Uber comes out of the defense, sure. Inquisition goes down, yeah. But yeah, just getting blasted immediately off the cliff in this little opening of defense here. The card somehow gets a little bit far, but that's a tough one.
Yep, all of the, it's mainly Caters pushing it up while they're distracted with the Uber, but they do get the Uber out of the defense. Aimbo took a tally and finds Snoodles. I think he was looking for something better, but you take what you can get there. No pyro. Could be a lot of spam denial or just, you know, relocation gone. Ink walking in, gets some flood. Finally set up for Wise onto Eku and Buko. The first collapse is, you know, it happens in high invite, it happens in low invite. And that's a med down, that's a sniper down, and a demo. Spade's building his gun in the passive position, but if Taiga doesn't get the stab onto demo right here, it's not going to matter. No, he will force them back. They end up moving back. Wax does take out Taiga, though. It's going to give time, though, for the defenders to spawn. There's so much hill pressure.
Well, the code actually gets cleaned up by a lot. 95 on Starfruit, they don't have yet.
They just got to use in here. Ink coming in. Gonna get air blasted. Great arrow into Swift to keep him alive, but he will go down. Gun's gonna be next. Everyone's playing back on the tracks right here. They have to be careful for a re-aggro. Not a lot of card pressure, but they're getting on it now. Tossum taking the long angle on to tracks, and they're giving it up.
Yeah, this the Inquisition's steamroll is just plugging along here. Now, okay, big ad for Eku. We'll have to see if we make a call. Actually, a nice shot from Aimbo getting Buko right here. Lunar and Tiger both in position to go for a medic here. Wide bombing in, Waxy bombing in. Buko still down. The gun is only level 1. Deleted Taters gets No, okay, not too much. So right now, we're just trading a bunch of damage, waiting for this Uber, but Echo opting basically not to take in the advantage unless Tiger calls for it. We'll see.
Possum getting caught out as well. Unfortunate right now, but I mean, you were able to cash in that bad first hold into second. You got to get third on your own. Not able to carry that momentum through 2 points. Unfortunately for Pastas, as we are now looking on even Ubers. Looks like they're going to take it through flank right now. Going fast, no time to burn. Popped out early. They're walking through. No one down yet. Ink in deep, and there is actually popped all the way up. Ink gets all the way back into last. See if that pays off later. Frags being exchanged. Doodles and Lunar both dead. But good positioning from Swift. Gonna take out Possum. Wise gonna likely get that revenge kill. Ink coming in from behind, not gonna find anything. The hold holds for now.
That actually was, I think, a winning Uber for the Imposters if they finish on the high ground. Instead, they finished on the low ground on cart path. So, unfortunately, yeah, they just kind of like helped the defense focus fire on cart. Wait a second, Tazum, Aimbo getting quick picks. Really, flank class is a headshot, a backstab. Oh my god, and Luna going down to Wise as well. We'll have to see now Aimbo making their way up with Wise onto Swift. Wait a second, almost got baited. There we go, now just the death ball on cart. Echo and Spades having to run with their tails between their legs.
Yeah, I mean, the pick class is activating. Lunar went for a high bomb, I think, tried to, salvage onto the meds, didn't find anything. Suddenly you're 6v9, and look, they're getting the snowball into last. The gun was building, it's gonna go down immediately. Lunar bombs in to stop the, hard snowball. They're gonna get Waxy and Ink. That should let them stabilize on last for now. Taiga picks up Tossum as well. So, no immediate cap pressure. Both meds have Uber. Aimboat not yet crossed into position either. Can he find Bruco here? No, great catch by Snoodles to save his sniper. So 120 left. Both Mets have Uber. Could be 2 if Pastas play their cards right.
Working the way outside, Possum taking the angle first. Inquisition kind of drawing some of the fire. Waxy now crossing. Starfruit getting ready as well. This gun is still only level 2 from Spades. Nice shot from Buko onto Tazum. The Uber coming across from flank.
Get Ink coming in, gonna keep the rest of the combo caught up in spawn for the time being. Buko goes down, and Taters has great positioning right here. Cart's gonna make its way up, and the spot coming in. Tiger finds one on the salt. Taters standing tall, he will go down though, but the cart is up the hill. Still 40 seconds. Maxi running rampant, picks up, Maxi picks up Waxy and Awesome. Cart has more than 10 seconds before it has to go start rolling down. If they can get back on it, there's a chance for Pastas to pull off a desperation here. Eku only on 50%. This Uber might not play into effective, but gun's already coming up. They're running out of time.
No quick fix, which I always hope to see here, but the cart being up here is a big deal. They're working their way all the way through the long way on flank, but now they have to charge forward across point. The gun is still alive, losing player after player for the Imposters. That's not going to be enough with Inquisition. Okay. Full wipe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There we have it. Map number 3. The score's tied at 1-1.
We're going the distance, fellas. It is now 1-1 on Vigil. This is the first half M&K have taken since Asheville. We are tied 1-1. Whoever wins here is going to move on, gets to face Team Fun, remain in that upper bracket. Loser goes into lowers, where they put the loser of LIS versus Agar. I did not expect we would be here at the beginning of the day.
I'm almost more surprised that the Imposters didn't seal the deal here. It did feel a little bit like maybe the calling gets too excited. Maybe just M&K is kind of turning it on a little bit as well. But in any case, yeah, I think the Imposters have, like, again, a lot of the right pieces together. Do you remember, like, oh my god, do you remember that wraparound, like, from behind? Do you remember getting dunked into the pit? Do you remember the alley-oop, like, of Echo getting skyboxed and then backstabbed? This has the whole season's worth of history right here. Welcome to the unofficial grand finals, everyone. I hope you're enjoying your stay.
Yeah, I mean, weird logs. Tater's really not doing too hot that half. Maxi dropping a top damage on Scout. Always knew Vigil was a relatively good payload Scout map. Maxi really proving that to be true. Buko as well, showing up big against Tossum. Tossum maybe a couple of deaths that, might have regret. A lot of those kills from Tossum 2 came on that first defense, which not bad, but if like half your kills come on the first defense, it means you're not getting a lot elsewhere. As well as more depth on Starfruit. I mean, gotta think if they don't pull that, I don't even want to say if they don't pull that wraparound off, if they don't fumble the execution on that. Entirely possible to get a bunch of kills there, continue to hold third. Maybe they have some time. We're still, pushing last right now, but it's been a journey.
Amen to that. Both of these medics as well, doing a great job staying alive, getting the heals out. I'm trying to see any other like interesting statistics here, but they seems really are neck and neck after all this point. It's like whoever starts off the match too hot kind of gets quelled, or anyone even who warms the way in at this point. It's like we got to shut down this person, that person. There's no shutting down Maxi. That one's good luck there. But yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping to see like for a couple of these players, like if we could see a little more out of pre-alpha, I think that would make a big difference here. Those couple extra picks. Even someone like Aimbot, like you mentioned, like didn't have as stellar of a half, but still not too shabby. So yeah, it really is the ball's in anyone's court here.
I do think that Aimbot should maybe be a little bit smarter on the kill bind. A couple times now, those saws have gone over. And I also think that, Aimbot's really been stealing the show, but Taiga definitely answered back that half, finding a number of big picks at, certain moments. I'm not sure if any were onto med, but, getting those good combo picks always in there to get the gun sap, almost feels unfair, right? Because I don't think Taiga's been doing particularly poorly. It's just Aimbot's been having maybe the match of his career so far, so it doesn't matter if you're putting in an honest day's effort when the guy next to you is working 18 hours overtime. But definitely, I think they started to wise up to Aimbot a little bit more there. And frankly, I would even go as far as saying that I think that if MNK didn't go for that aggro first hold and just held passive, took their free minute on first, and then backed up to second, that wouldn't have been nearly as close as it was.
Very true. Yeah, and I do appreciate how, like, kind of across the way, we've seen standout plays. We've seen good, like, tactical plays of, like, a team calling something as a group. We've seen good strategy around, like, how the team works as a whole and, like, what is their approach to these holds, to these pushes, things like that. Kind of both of these teams have shown, like, a little bit of weakness in each of these categories, a little bit of strength in each of these categories in different times. So, to me, it always is like a gut wrencher when, like, I can point to something of being like, oh, this team never got aggressive, or this team just like didn't have their star players turn on, so when kind of all the pieces are like all the gears are turning, so to speak, I think that's when real art kind of comes down. Like, how can we get that one little bit of an edge?
3, 2,
Absolutely, yeah. And we ready up. This one's for all the marbles here. Number 4 seed MNK versus number 5 seed Imposters. Didn't think we'd make it this far at the start of the day, but here we are, one last half on PL Vigil to decide it all. In case you're just now joining us, it was a swift 4-0 for MNK on Asheville before they collapsed on Swiftwater. Pastas taking 2 very, very dominant halves. They come into Vigil. Pastas strike first. Decent offense followed by a great defense. Really showed up on last. MNK come back, fast 5.5 minute offense. Pastas nearly get it in, just barely fail at the last moment. We could not be closer. Big plays all around, and we are seeing, is this going to be the full-on forward hold? Spades teleporting his gun in. It is going to be the forward hold. They are riding or dying with this strat. Almost was the death of them last time. We'll see if they get better outcomes this time. If you lose your med on first, it means you can just get a...
3,
You can get snowballed at the second. We saw that last time. Only reason Pastas had a leg in the round, but the gates open, and here we go.
Seeing again this this fun forward hold. This time, at first we saw the Uber a little bit delayed, and then taking it on this ridge. The second time we saw the blast off of it, and here we go. In position hugging this wall for dear life, saying, nah, you fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times. But okay, much better Uber coming out of Echo. Oh, late bomb from Wise. Gets only 1 rocket off on Echo. Nice, sir. Deleted Taters, though, was so far forward. Buko claps back.
Starfruit needed to just hop in spawn, and Banny by missed the spawn gate, gets taken out by Maxi. And I mean, I thought that Uber was going better for them. They got the gun. Waxy didn't end up in the pit this time, but they all get cleaned up on in the post fight. And now Eku's sitting on a 45% ad. That is gnarly.
Another
Huge
high bomb here.
Y is coming in from orbit. Gets one rocket and it goes down. A little bit disappointing. But Tater's super far forward right now. Possum takes out RGBNR as well. Buko on the 5K, but the pressure from Possum is going to be enough to force them back. Aimboat even finds Buko. Doubt it'll be enough to snowball off of, especially considering this Uber disad. But they get first at a minute 17. Ultimately not too much gained. It's really this Uber ad from the forward hold, more so than the time that they're going to be thankful for, but able to execute it, and they get to reap the benefits now.
Such good play. If Eku gets Uber on that point, it's disastrous. You have to try and sell out in advance. Right now, they're actually getting pretty far. We're actually going for the lineup here, but the gun is not there. Deleted Kid is losing out to Swift, but why is trading it back?
I mean, they lose a lot of players here. Swift is on... They lose enough players, right, that Swift dying isn't really worth it. If they had just traded, like, heavy for heavy there, maybe that's something you actually can push off of. But, you know, Starfruit still not even on Uber yet anyway, so it would have been hard to really capitalize regardless. Player's going to come back in. Aimboat caught out. No hero plays, but Waxy getting sniped out early. Good on Buko to play that aggro angle before the team gets in. They're not going to have to wait. They need that demo to come back in if they're going to want to get the gun. Time already building, you know, probably nearing 3 minutes already, and not that that's a lot, but when, you know, you may have to worry about a 5.5-minute offense every second count.
Coming up, Inquisition first.
Yep, they're going to blow Eku down onto the tracks. Snoodles just barely gets a flash. Swift popped down. Pre-Alpha sees a heavy flying at him. Not going to win that, but Possum finds Buko. So even with the banner out, wins the SVS, but the collapse coming in on Hill. Starfruit will go down. Aimboat picks up Eku in the back. Fantastic salvage, but it is just that. A salvage, and the push is not going to be converted. Still a number of players in the gun from Spades on top.
It always feels so much more stressful when you have a lot of the offense on that hill after the fight. It's like, oh, the spy is going to turn this into like a bloodbath of a funnel. Here we go, a quick push from the Imposters, trying to just kind of beeline into the gun here. Lunar buying a lot of space, but probably going to go down. No, lives on 4 HP. Okay, so Waxy and Inquisition both dying earlier on into that push. No Ubers to show for it. The car getting a little bit closer. Yeah, the Imposters did kind of the right thing. Great play out of I guess great distraction play, basically. Like, you want to have your combo survive, and then the rest of your team bomb in after the fact.
I'm actually interested. I didn't notice that Starfruit's ad was going to be that big, but it is sitting on 25, nearly 30. So that maybe is kind of the one thing they have going for them right now, is that Aimboat was able to get that late kill onto Eku. But that said, they have not made any dents in this second hold. It's what MNK were able to take a half of aggro with. It's maybe coming up for them big in the clutch right now. Pre-Alpha dead before they even get Uber. It will be 25% ad. They're going to need to use this quick. Already in position. In comes Lunar, but they're going to pick out Maxi. Forces the Uber. Starfruit pops up. Not going to matter. Ink chasing out Taiga. They have kills, but not the most important ones. The Uber now comes out on the side of the defense. Good Uber onto Swift. Kills going back into favor. Buko picks up Starfruit. And well done playing around that ad for MNK.
Yeah, I actually thought that ad on Hill was a bit ill-advised. You didn't need the high ground. They already were shoved off the high ground and said you had to use so early so you don't have to snipe or something. Taking the Uber cart means you fight them while capping, and they have nowhere to go except, like, forward. So, yeah, I think that was a bit of a tougher one, but now Grab pushing out the cart path. Inquisition just blasting them off cart. Pre-Alpha getting the cap done. And there we go, the cap comes down, and we're losing actually so many on the defense. Buko now going down to Inquisition as well, no sniper. There is a 20 ad for Eku, but we're going to have to see, again, how many fall after the fact.
Yeah, I mean, that was a really good dry cap. Like, that cart made up a lot of the way in practically a 9v9. But yeah, I agree with you. And I think there was a really good bomb from Lunar to force that Uber so early. It's why Starfruit kind of panicked and used when he did instead of being able to hold it for longer. They're angling to get some aggro into third right now, but with all of this low ground, they're not going to be able to find too much. Rex gets the gun. That's about it. Maxi caught out. They're actually going to force the Uber out, but RGBNR gets blown back right when it starts. There's no follow-up here. They're going to catch Taters and Ink, and interesting use back in. They really want to chase in on this. Waxy's going to jump forward. They're going to find the gun Aimboat finds Swift and stays alive, maybe more importantly, but can't help but think they would have been able to make use of that Uber better if they waited for numbers.
Actually, Inquisition again going for that play to just blast him off the cart, but Lunar bombing from up top this time, meaning that's not nearly as effective. They have so many on carts still. Lunar getting melted here. Colonel Salt getting the cart pretty close. And wait, Tater's now getting it. The defense can't decide if we're going all in on this or not. The cart now is up the hill. The offense is feeding everyone for it, but it's really kind of working. Even Snowy's on 10 HP, gets the arrow, okay? Right now, there we go. Pre-Alpha trying to get in, but that gun came back up. The gun was again a very early kill.
Cap. Aimboat coming in. They're spinning a dart around. He gets the no-scope. Toss him, caps the point. 6:17. Not a great time through third. If they're able to execute quickly into the last, maybe they match their time from the first half, but they've got a long defense ahead of them regardless of what's going to happen. Waxy going down, not going to help.
Luna had 1 HP while spamming those rockets and got an actual kill from it. Now set up 9v9 on last. 6:17 on the clock. Whoa, quick pick onto RGB&R. No demo is a great thing for the offense, but they're not really in position to use. Yeah, they're taking so long that he's going to be back up in no time. Tasman going for the wide angle. Pre-Alpha pushing the cart way too early as we have a quick pause.
No, not now. Not now. What can it mean? I don't know if this is attack pause because we're still going, attack pause because the cap came through, entirely unrelated. Oh, this is rough.
Very true, yeah. Anyone not familiar, so we have a timeout here. Usually they're used for technical issues, like someone's mumble breaks or someone's internet lags out, whatever. Or it could be a tactical pause, and we are getting word from our esteemed director here that it is, in fact, a tactical pause. So these teams basically taking a timeout and saying, what is our, thing, baseball, basketball, whatever else, what does it look like for us to win this push? Let's have a meeting of the minds here. So yeah, but like you said, 90 seconds in the future, maybe we're still on last, huh?
Or we capped, and this is talking about how they want to do a defense. Honestly, I don't know. If I had to lean, I'd probably say this is still for an offense, but it really could go either way.
Now, yeah, sorry.
Yep, okay.
Everyone's having all kinds of fun in the chat here. Yep, back in the game. And don't forget that pause happened 90 seconds in the future with our sort of playback device here in Team Fortress 2. Anyway, Uber's coming across the point. Inquisition flying for the defense. Health is actually really low in post. This is very stressful, I think, for the defense. If the offense just went, they got a quick 3 picks. They had no idea, though, that everyone was that injured. They really needed to sell out here. But okay, toss them on the big door angle outside. Inquisition clearing the flank, saying, follow me. We can spam them from this high ground, turn them away from the cart. Again, you don't want to help the defense focus fire the cart if you push near the cart. You want to make them look a different way, so your cart pushers look at pre-alpha here, taking 0 damage. As
they're getting cart up. They're just,
exactly.
They don't even have that many kills. The pressure is enough. They lose Swift, they're just going to ride it in. Looks like that attack was for the defense.
Yeah, that like you mentioned, that tactical pause was in fact after this capture. So yeah, I guess we'll see if they hit us with anything. I am going to restart my game, but something happened here.
Yeah, I just hit a retry as well, so I'm back and no one's sliding around anymore. But 750, I mean, this is the time they had in that first half that they held with 737. So
yeah,
nearly a repeat, 13 seconds slower, and he'll take that given all the struggles they had on second. So, I mean, once again, this is a holdable time. They barely held it in the first half. If they want to come and take this hard-fought dub, they're gonna have to perform for it.
Begins in 30 seconds.
Looks like nothing too drastic came out of that tack pause. Colonel Salt's putting his gun in the spot it's been the past couple of rounds. Starfruit coming in. Do we have crit traps? We do. Already got ran back to spawn. Everything looks pretty standard. We'll see if something weird happens yet. But nothing out of hand for now. Might have just been a quick let's touch base, breathe in, breathe out, take a moment, make sure we know what we're doing.
We're now working our way into the final round of this match, which only is basically the start of the playoffs deciders here. So double elimination playoffs with 5 teams means we basically have sort of like a play-in between the 4th and 5th team, which is what we're seeing right now. So this is basically decides who loses their first life here in RGL Invite playoffs. And the score is tied on maps, tied in rounds on this map. So if the Macchiatos and Kovvaks are able to push this point faster than 7 odd minutes, well, basically 7 minutes and 8 seconds from now, then they will be our winners of this match. Otherwise, the Imposters will take it.
Yep, and I'm just checking. Looks like Locked In Syndrome managed to sweep out Agar Grove in the other side of the bracket. 401 Cascade, 201 upwards. So, loser of this match will move down to lower bracket to play Agar. Winner moves into upper bracket to play, or stays in upper bracket to play Team Fun. Just a bit of a wonky bracket, but seen a minute on first already. Tater's still up in the mouth of the tunnel, now going to be forced back. Swift eating so much damage, they keep finding these kills. The players on M&K are killing in one at a time, and it's just adding time onto this. We're at a minute 20. The banner's being held by Wise. They can fight this, push it up to a minute 30 at least.
Yeah, right now it's tough because you have to cross out like no man's land, take it all the way to card here. It's so far forward. A couple stickies on it. Even now the flankers are getting close, but like they can't get too close. Able calling out who's here, and bam, nice shot out of Cosm.
Yeah, Maxi dead. This card just barely got touched. It's gonna take Buko too. They are really, really milking this. We're nearing 2 minutes on first. Use a huge amount of time given the stakes of this half. Lunar goes in, dies immediately, but he makes enough space for the rest of the team to make it onto card. Apo goes in and got his knife melted. He's just gonna walk out, so doesn't even die for that. Wise ultimately goes down. A kill streak stolen on the reflect by Scoodles right there. But they just milked 2 minutes off of first, not even needing to risk themselves on an aggro hole. Possum getting another kill onto Buko as well, playing aggro in tunnel. Gonna have to back out or else he gets caught, but will survive. Taiga coming in, sniffed out. So no kills either. We are now moving fully into second defense. 5:20 left. We left out.
Taking it over the hill. Inquisition doing what he does best. Just blasting back. Ubers are now off the board. That's a good couple seconds. Taiga with the butter knife onto the heavy of all classes. Now the repush from M&K over the hill. 2 on cart. It's actually a full HP heavy in addition to spades. So the cart pushers are taken out, but the defense is kind of getting chipped away up here. Wise, the only one left, escapes with, what is that, 16 HP. And finally, the rest of the offense, basically, yeah, just kind of planted their flag there and said, we're going to just keep spamming you until it stops working, and it kept working.
Yeah, I'm really not liking Taters playing side tunnel like that. Every single time there's an Uber, he's hurt in the post fight, is unable to contribute to the hill defense, gets taken out by Taiga there, but even if he didn't, he would have been eating a sandwich and the rest of the team got re-aggroed. That said, Buko going down again on card. I think it was the aimbot that time. So third now set up. Eku gets an arrow this time instead of a saw. Better way to die to the med if you're aimbot. As flank pressure coming in, but we're looking at an exchange happening pretty soon.
So coming up on even Ubers right about now, Buko getting Cosm here, so this is going to give a lot of room for the offense to peek these angles. Uber coming through, Eku and Co working their way in. Inquisition sending RGB and are flying, and wait, Eku flying.
He got a saw!
on Pre-Alpha. Did he really? He's burning while he's
He got to burn out, Eku!
burning, regenning.
Snuck a saw, and manages to escape the heist of the century from Eku right there. And I wasn't watching the rest of the point. I was watching that great escape. They're going to roll right into third. They're now looking at a 3.5 minutes to push last. They put themselves in a great spot. And it's a huge ad on the back of that saw.
76 for Eku right now. Wide thing, yeah, not on my watch. Trying to find Eku out of position. Does not succeed. Eku instead is outside with Buko, RGB, and R. Now Taiga, anyway, working the way through the flank, getting your sniper up on that long angle, wait for your spawners, say like, where do we want to take this? It's a huge ad, so as long as you take your scout with you, oh wait, sorry, Inquisition just melted Buko. Snoodle's going down too. This offense is kind of bleeding, and they haven't used yet, they're losing this ad. There are 3 minutes on the clock, so it's like not that huge of a deal. But Inquisition's taking this match by the horns, shoving them off cart, harassing them outside. Cosm's getting a quick 2 picks onto Snoodles and Spades. Yeah, we're just stagnating with these even Ubers.
Yeah, I mean, you say they still have 3 minutes, but you only get so many Uber heads pushing Vigil last. They're going to take it in through flank. Still haven't popped yet. I heard a battalion's used out. Uber finally comes out. RGBNR dropping down onto tracks. Possum goes down, but they're going to lose Tiger. They're going to lose Maxi. Way forward is the pressure from Ink on cart. And jumping forward, they're going to force Buko to drop down. Not going to get that kill. Wise, though, will go down. Ink, maybe a little too far forward, will safely escape. But Waxy and 3-Alpha gonna be next. Aimbot equalizing onto Lunar, but the kill's way in favor. Swift walking up here, they're gonna take him out, but that might be all she wrote. Colonel Salt and Starfruit, not the two you want. Tiger gonna find the kill onto Tossum. The team's on cart. It was a bit of an anticlimactic finish, but M&K going to hang on, just barely take the win against Pastas in one of the best showings we've ever seen from them in their long and storied history. So, just insane match. I wish we could bring it down to the wire, but M&K were not willing to cooperate, and nor should they.
Yeah, you know, the Imposters are gonna like hold their heads high after this one. Like, what a showing for M&K. I'm equally impressed, right? For them to turn it around and like overcome the like the kind of mental side of like, you know, we're supposed to be the favorites and now we're losing or something like that. Yeah, they put those pieces together, they made it click. But the Imposters, wow. Also a special shout out to Spade saying it's bedtime for us here on the cast at the end of the round. You know, thinking again, all 3 maps going to all 3 rounds here in map number 3. We're passing midnight on the East Coast, even though this now is daylight saving, so we're at freaking whatever time it is, according to my circadian rhythm. But regardless, what a great match.
Yeah. I mean, great plays all around. I think there's a case to be said that it feels like M&K kind of remembered who they were playing against towards the end of that. I mean, you know, but also kind of the Pasta's magic. Aimbot can only salvage you with so many 1v9 hero med stabs, right? You know, eventually those mistakes are going to catch up to you. I think we really saw that second defense for Pastas was what did them in. I mean, you see Swift getting so much pressure on that point, whereas it feels like every single time it's Taters inside tunnel, getting pressured out, forced to play back in Shutter. And in a world, right, where you're not winning Swift second through the Ubers over Hill, you're winning them through the post fights. When your heavy gets, even if he gets like a soldier kill inside tunnel and escapes, right? If he's back in Shutter eating a sandwich, when the rest of the 5 or 6 offensive players walk over Hill, he may as well have died. And I mean, I don't mean to focus in on Taters as like the reason why they lost this. He had phenomenal performances on both the first Vigil half and Swiftwater, but that feels more like a team thing. And really second is where the map kind of was decided. They had good plays on last. You know, third was pretty standard, but if you look at like the time taken per each team to push, second is going to be way in favor of M&K. And on what's really kind of the biggest point of the map, when you don't have that under control, unfortunately, it's going to show in those results. And as much as kind of a miracle run it was for Pastas to even get this far, you know, at the end of the day, it's tragic, but just not able to convert right at the end.
Yeah, I'll also take a second. So here, both snipers top the scoreboard, both with the same number of 10 deaths, but Buko on 21 frags, Tossum on 18, the 2 top on the server. Really well played out of them. Next is RGBNR going 14-6 on Demoman, living up to the bowl theory of having as few deaths as possible on Demo, especially on a payload here. Also, Echo on only 1 death. Like, it's not like Starfruit had a lot, only 3. That's decently low for a half like this. But Echo having just 1 meant that they're constantly healing, constantly ready with that next Uber. Yeah, just want to highlight, you know, a lot of these standout players here who made the big difference when it mattered most.
And I mean, Echo, we gave him a lot of flack that I think was deserved for the Swiftwater performance. That surf on third into the saw, into the just all of that attention that was put on him as he got skyboxed there. You don't often see medics get legitimately skyboxed, but nah, he bumped his head, against I don't want to say the glass ceiling. I had a figurative term for it. Bumped his head off the skybox, draws everyone's attention. Everyone looking at the medic in the skybox is getting shot at. Lands, steals an egregious saw off of pre-alpha, then just walks out like nothing ever happened. So I mean, really kind of came up clutch right there. But just incredible match played. And I mean, we haven't seen Pastas throughout the season, but I have a feeling if they played this well throughout all of it, we would have seen them get at least a round somewhere. And I'm glad that on the match page, right, this is going to show as like a close match. There's joke what you want about the red carpet and the Owens and whatnot, but they showed up on Swiftwater and legitimately kicked ass. And that's in the kind of team page. You're not going to be able to take that away from them. Not to mention, Agar Grove just got their own beatdown against LIS, and if I'm Agar, I'm banning Swiftwater.
Yeah. Yeah, well, cheers to them. So, yeah, like we mentioned, this is really just week 1 of playoffs, despite the grand finals smell in the air. But so basically this means we will see M&K moving up into basically the next round of playoffs. For the Imposters, they basically have lost 1 life out of 2. If they lose another, like basically next week, if they lose, then that means they are out and place 5th
Tomorrow.
in North America here. Tomorrow. They place 5th in Invite this season. And then for... but if they continue, basically, then that means they'll get at least 4th and continue on in their journey. Yeah, thank you very much to production for this graphic up top, so you can see again our like sort of 5-team playoff here, where this is sort of like the play-in match that you saw today. So yeah, like we said, M&K now will have the luxury, the privilege of playing against Team Fun in a best of 3 maps, and this will take us basically to decide our best team in North America later on this month.
Yep, exactly. As LIS now have guaranteed themselves as well. They've guaranteed themselves top 3 right now. The winner of Team Fun and M&K tomorrow will also guarantee themselves that top 3 in upper bracket finals. I mean, no points really for guessing who's that going to be. But I think actually, and not 100% on this, but I don't think we're going to be casting any invite tomorrow. We got our fill right now, and I'm not too convinced any of these matches are going to be too close. So we may be dipping down into Maine, get some new players up on the scene. I'm seeing you, Zen, in there. All the advanced matches equally as bad as the invite ones. So we're in hunt of close matches. We might be dipping down into Maine. Look forward to that. Would probably be Milo versus Nonagon if if we're gonna do that. So keep an eye out, but we'll be back tomorrow with more Highlander regardless of what it is. So
and in the meantime, don't forget to get nice and cozy in your RGL branded merch. If you like what you saw today, there's even some merchandise for M&K and I'm not sure for the Imposters as well, but in either case, there's a set here for the, like the fall season, basically on the RGL website. There's, you see everything from clothes to mouse pads, hats, notebooks I love, stickers, whatever you like. There's also a way to support the league through a direct subscription thing. We all do this thanks to the support from everyone who's playing. So you can subscribe to a monthly RGL contribution, and you get a bunch of different perks, like different types of early access to stuff, or all different types of thank yous and all the different content we do here. Yeah, this league basically is all thanks to the people playing and the people watching and the people working behind the scenes to bring it all together. So anything and everything is appreciated. That's all I got, I think, outside. Yeah, shout out to Dolphin for a killer gauntlet here for the, week number 1 on a Sunday, or of playoffs here, taking it to all 3 maps past midnight. Yeah, this is a fun one.
We didn't forget this time. So improvements from last season, just like the players, the casters are getting better on their own, and we didn't forget week 1 of playoffs, unlike last time. So thank you for watching. But as was said, already Tuesday Highlander on the East Coast. So I think we're gonna be wrapping it up. Tune back in tomorrow 9. Oh, Monday. It's Monday. Yeah, no, Dolphin's right. I'm thinking it's Monday. Nope, we're now in Monday Highlander. Really, really rare and special. But tune back in 9:30. I mean, let's be honest. If you're here 9:35, it's probably good enough. At least Eastern, 6:30 Pacific for the next round of Highlander. Can't promise what match it'll be, but if it's anything like tonight, it'll be a good one.